gas masks and hand grenades.
Hey, hey, hey. Back again. And late, like again. So,
Yeah.
oh well. Shit happens. What is happening, everybody? It is Gas Masks and Hand Grenades back again for the second time tonight. Sorry about my hair blowing Fabio like in the breeze, but it is ass burning hot. And it got up to like 70 degrees today. And I woke up this morning and was soaking wet, like drenched in sweat. It was 89 degrees in my bedroom because I don't know what's up with the thermostat on our baseboard heater, but it just was screaming. So, believe it or not, I can't really open windows because I have a air conditioner back here, and this window right here, there's something wrong with the weight thing in it, so I can't really open the windows well. So it's been holding. I jacked the heat down like 3 hours ago, and it was still like 80, 82 degrees in my bedroom when I was doing that interview with Gus from Sacrifice. It was like I'm sitting here like sweating from my brow. I'm like, God damn, man. I'm like feeling like woozy and shit. So it's finally going down, but I need a little bit because of my dysautonomia. I need a little bit of air going on me, so I can turn it down a wee bit. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Anyway, we are here tonight. We're doing a joint. I think I've done
Yeah.
one of these before with Rick. We did one of these back in August or September. But you reached out to me, sir. You being, who are you, man? Who are you? What are you doing
Uh,
on my channel, bro?
I don't know. You beamed me up.
I beamed you up. Beam me up,
I don't know.
Scotty.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, I just figured after the Kate Bush thing and whatever, I mean, we've done so many things that are deep dives where we have to like, listen for a week or two and take notes and,
yeah.
be on top of things. I thought it would be fun to just do a stream where we can just hang out and bullshit about cool music.
Fuck yeah,
So,
man. It's and we both have a lot, so we'll get started on that quick here. But tell everybody who you are real quick if they don't know by chance.
uh, I'm Eric. I have a channel, sort of. I don't do that much yet, but planning to actually step it up a notch or two, hopefully pretty soon. Gonna just try to, make a video here and there when I think of something that I want to talk about. I'm gonna start a series, I think, on weird death metal, mostly from the 90s.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully that's interesting to somebody, but I don't know. It's
That'd
one
be
of
good.
my favorite things because I'm a huge prog nerd and I love old school death metal, so
Sweet,
makes
sweet.
sense. But
Um, yeah, and what's the name of your channel? Tell everybody. I forgot to put
psychic
it in the description. I will link it then.
psychic vacuum, right right down here.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. So we hadn't done anything for quite a while. It was probably back in what? Like, did we say October?
I think it was I looked at the Jethro Tull thing and it was like last March or April. It was a while ago.
Dude, are
Yeah.
you serious? Like
I
almost a
I,
year
I
we hadn't done anything?
yeah. We've been on a couple like, you know, of the
Hang.
just hangout streams and whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah. I think that's the
Yeah,
last thing we did.
it's kind of weird. I mean, like I've been, all late July into August. Well, really June, July, August, September. I was going through a lot of shows. I was also very sick twice, once with COVID and once with bronchitis in August and early August, and then later with COVID, the month of September. So I wasn't doing as much. I've come to find that now we are going to do a metal island. That's something I'll talk to you later about. But the we've kind of I've started throwing actually the barbs were thrown out to me by a few people. Like, hey, are we ever going to do another? And I'm like, well, it's such a drag to try to dig everybody up for that and herd cats and no, I'll, But I thought, well, we'll do another one. And it's probably going to be on post rock, post metal. Those would be the two genres that will kind of mix together. But unless I get a wild hair up my ass and be like, we're doing hair metal. It could be hair metal. I don't know. It could be. Um, but long story short, like I was traveling to California. I was traveling to a lot of shows, kind of in recovery mode a lot of the days that I didn't, wasn't doing shows. And my health has not been good at all, especially the last 2 months. So it's been hard to kind of get myself worked into doing stuff. But it was great doing the Kate thing finally. That was
Yeah.
cool. Had a lot of fun with that. And honestly, I got to say, it's only done like 400 views, but that was, and I suspect it'll slowly accrue more over time, but that was kind of a surprise. I wasn't sure if anybody would look at that if it was like 150 deal or something, but it seems like it caught at least a decent enough wave of interest. And yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like I've been sort of stagnant because I haven't been doing regular content, and so it kind of bums you out a little bit because you're like, oh man, I'm not how does Joe Blow over there do an interview with a guy that I've done a better interview with, and he gets 3,500 views and he's got less subs than I do, and how's that work? So the whole
Yeah.
algorithm and all that shit, it gets annoying to me, and I'm like, I just it's tiring sometimes just thinking about it. So, but I always love hanging with my dudes. That's the main reason I do this. It's not because I'm making
Yeah,
money
for sure.
or think I'm some brilliant scholar. But yeah, it's cool to hang out. So we're gonna do a collector Scum update. So you were part of the Scum tonight, there, Eric.
Yeah.
You. I don't know if you're grade A Scum. We'll find out once we get into this a little bit here. But we got a lot to get into. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with CDs, and uh, Eric has a lot. So whether we're gonna get through
Yeah.
them all or not, we'll see. You didn't tell me how many vinyl you have, though. How many vinyl you have?
I don't have very much. I got like
Okay.
I think 6 or 7.
All right. Well, in that case,
So
all right. In that case, then maybe we can do something different a little bit here. I thought you had a lot of vinyl too, so we'll go with like, how about you do 3 CDs to my one, and then we'll keep going, and we might get most of that. I know you got some DVDs and stuff. I got a few too, some Blu-rays. We'll talk about those
whatever.
at the end then. So, all right. So go ahead. You get started, and
Uh,
I guess I'll blow us up for this.
okay, you want to start with CDs or
Yeah, CDs. And you showed
okay,
three. Unless it's like a
3.
collection of a band and you want to show five
No,
or
I don't.
six.
Mine are all singles basically. I have like a couple bands that I have 2 from.
That's what I meant.
Um,
Yeah.
2 or 3. Okay, I'll start off with a 3 then. I don't know what order to do these in anyway. I was trying to stack them, like grouping them and stuff and in some kind of logical order, but it's basically impossible. So I'll just
Just
start
roll with
here.
it.
Tiamat,
Oh, nice.
the second, third, and fourth albums. Uh, the
So what do you
Astrals,
got there? You got Wild
Clouds,
Honey.
and Wild Honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys, I don't know, really weird band to be honest. Yeah, I don't know, Swedish death metal sort of to begin with, but even their debut album is not normal. It's really weird and primitive and doesn't really sound like anybody else. But starting with this one, they're adding a lot of like acoustic interludes and keyboards and stuff, a lot of slow kind of doomy things. Apparently the maybe the whole rhythm section, but at least the drummer from this band didn't even like listen to metal, or from this album, I mean, didn't even listen to metal or play metal beforehand. It's weird to listen to.
Huh.
The guy's kind of doing blast beats, but he's not even using the kick drum when
Wow.
he's doing them. So it's really weird. This album is awesome as well. Kind
Which
of
one's
more
that one?
organized than
Which one's
Clouds.
that one?
Clouds.
Okay, Clouds.
Yeah. Um, yeah, a little more solid, kind of a little slower overall. Maybe there aren't really like blast beats or anything like that, but a lot of cool like keyboard passages, a lot of psychedelic stuff, and clean guitars, and I don't know. And then they went full blown into like psychedelia with this one. Um, I don't know, just really, really cool stuff. Do you know Tiamat at all?
Yeah, I do. The weird thing about now, I gotta change your. Is that right, or was it the other way?
That looks right on my screen now.
Yeah,
Rush
because when
is
you held it, yeah,
pointing out the right way.
yeah, because when you held the CD up, it was backwards. So, and
Ah,
there, Rush
okay.
is right. So there we go. Um, yes, I do know Tiamat. I have Skeletron, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
It's like the fourth one,
Skeleton.
where
Yeah, yeah,
Skeletron or something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. That's the only one I own, and everyone tells me, and that's where I started with, and everyone's like, "Oh man, you got to get the first three, man." That's the one where they start getting weird, and they got more kind of industrial on that one, as I recall. Um, so no, I do not know
Yeah,
those three albums that you have.
yeah.
Believe me, they've been on my radar for 5 years, and for some reason, when I'm like, "Oh, what
Cool.
could I use? What could I get?" Oh, I forget, of course. So,
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
but yeah,
I,
that's a band that's definitely been on my radar because they are kind of weird. They're death metal, but at the same point in time, they're kind of gothy. They got very gothy at one
yeah.
point, and I don't know. Are they still a band? Or they still? Or did they break up?
I think I don't think they've officially broken up, but I want to say the last album was like at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a
I could be
while, man.
wrong.
Let me
Yeah.
see what.
I can look that up if you want to jump
Yeah,
to
yeah,
something too, but yeah, if you want to check them out, I mean,
yeah,
any of these three albums I would definitely recommend. Really cool
yeah. I've got
stuff. They don't really
actually,
sound like anyone else.
actually tonight or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am. I'm probably going to be pretty tired, but I will probably jump. I'll probably jump into those tomorrow and check them out. So, um, all right. Are you ready, man?
Yeah. Their
This is
last album
absolute.
was 2012.
Okay, so it's
2012.
been,
So,
man, it's
I
been
don't know.
13 years, 12
Yeah.
years. Maybe they are kind of semi on long term hiatus, it would seem. So, all
Yeah,
right,
seems
this
like
is gonna be the
okay.
heaviest. This is gonna be the heaviest shit we're gonna talk about tonight. Okay, that I'm gonna talk about. This is gonna be so damn heavy. You're gonna be like, okay, man, I can't compete. I'm out of here. That's it. It's over. Are you ready?
We'll see.
Spandau Ballet. The story so far. A double CD best of. I think one of the. Oh no, they're both there. Um, you know who this band is?
I have heard the name and I have never heard a single note of their music as far as I know.
All right, so early new romantic band, kind of in the uh, Duran Duran, but less poppy or less contemporary synthy, like not as cool. Let's put it that way. However, the early stuff is a little weird. It's kind of got a little bit of angularity of not punk, but it's just weird. It's weird synth pop. But the song you probably have heard in an elevator, a doctor's office, the dentist is that song. And then I'm going to ruin it here, but let's see if I can do it. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I know this much is true. That song, that's their big hit.
Okay.
This
That
much
sounds
is
familiar, yeah.
true. Yeah, so I love this band. I really do love those fucking 80s, late 80s, mid 80s synth pop sort of bands. You know, stuff like Ultravox, stuff like, which were a little cooler than Spandau, to be honest. But Spandau has some great stuff. I have not gotten the whole way through this. They also had a song called Gold that was kind of a big hit, too, that was a little bit of a hit over here in the States, but True was like the big song. So Spandau Ballet, the story, got this from the UK. I don't know, for like $7, I think, for the used for the double disc. So, uh, and what I'll say is, Eric, and this much is true. I kind of like this band. That
Nice.
was terrible. That was terrible. Good lord.
I,
All
I got to
right.
start making a list already here. Stuff to
Of
check out.
terrible synth pop that you want to get into. Nah, it's kind of like
Well,
it
hey,
reminds me in some respects. I'm trying to think of some of the bands that were like ABC, The Look of Love, those '80s bands, Modern English. I mean, they weren't as kind of experimental. They were a little bit more traditional. And Tony Hadley, the singer, man, this dude has a killer voice. You know, he's not a death metal singer or a metal singer,
yeah,
but he's got a gorgeous pop voice, one of the best. I would also kind of put them in and around that time that Aha got big. You remember Aha? They were in that
yep,
frame, that
for sure.
time frame, maybe a little before that, but
I I
yeah,
don't know if I mean I've heard "Take on Me," of course,
oh
many
yeah,
times, but I don't know if I know any other songs by them either. It's kind of a
oh man,
blind spot for me.
the sun
But
always shines on TV. Ah, that song is so good, man. I love Aha. I own pretty much all their stuff. In fact, I've threatened to
nice.
do an Aha deep dive with John Hall. We'll see if that ever materializes, but I'm sure that will get lots and lots of eyeballs. But all right, so I'll let you go the next two or three. Since you have like 70 and I only have
Okay.
like 20, we'll get you moving in the right direction.
Uh, I was just gonna try to stick with the 80s. These guys kind of started in that
Oh,
realm, didn't
sure.
they? Depeche
Yeah.
Mode. Um, I haven't heard the early stuff yet, to be honest. The only things I've heard from them are Violator and this
Okay.
album. But I mean, really cool stuff. I don't know if you would call it synth pop. Maybe some of it kind of, but it's kind of
Yeah.
gothy. It's kind of almost a little bit industrial in places. Um, I guess you could it gets tagged as like dark wave, whatever that is.
Yeah, that
I don't
is
know.
kind of weird.
Just
The dark.
almost every song on this album sounds different too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they
But
so I have oh god, man. I have a box set of theirs, go figure. And two double CDs of like all the hits and B-sides and remixes and stuff. And yeah, I mean they kind of have the whole goth dark wave synth thing down to, they were kind of one of the originators, I would say, along with,
yeah. Oh,
I mean, they were in the New
go ahead.
Order, the Joy Division. They came out of Joy
Yeah.
Division like right on their heels. So I don't really even know if that's what is that what they call it. did
Is
they did
what
they call it dark wave?
I've I've seen that thrown around. Uh, I don't know if that album in particular
You see what they
was
call that.
tagged as
They
that,
call
but
them synth pop, electronic rock, dark wave, alternative rock. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff kind of fits, I would say.
okay, right. Well, while we're on the topic, I actually forgot to pull this one before, but Joy
Oh,
Division
nice.
first album.
We got the collector's edition too.
Yeah, deluxe
Yeah, I
edition
got that
too.
one.
Um, I think I got on Discogs. Just it was pretty cheap. It was like six or
Oh, hell
seven
yeah, man.
dollars or something. I forget what's on the second
Live. I
disc
think it's a live show.
right now. It is a live
Yeah.
show, yeah. Unreleased live, previously
From
unreleased
the
live
the
show.
Foundry.
Okay,
Was it
cool.
at the Foundry?
Yeah. The
Factory. Right?
Factory in Manchester, it
I
says.
was
Yeah.
close.
But anyway,
Dude, that's a killer album.
cool set. And then while we're on the topic of
Oh, yeah.
80s kind of that kind of stuff, Dead Can Dance live album Toward the Within. This is like what half previously released stuff and then half kind of
Right.
original
New
to
stuff.
this
Yep.
album.
Mhm.
I think something
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
that was. Is that
Cool
the
stuff.
North American tour, I believe? Or was it
I
Europe?
don't know. You know way more
Yeah,
about Dead Condensed
I
than
think
I
it was
do.
North American, I believe.
Cool. And then I'll just toss this one in here too.
Oh,
Talk Talk, Spirit of
you
Eden.
know that's one of my favorite albums of all
Cool.
time.
Really, yeah, it's
Amazing.
great.
Is that do you have other
Com
talk talk? Do you
completely
have other
unique.
talk talk, or is that your
What's
first
that?
talk talk?
This is the first thing I picked
Oh
up from
man,
them. So,
you
yeah.
know the thing about that band doesn't matter which album you start with; they're all fucking amazing. If you start with the debut in '82, was it '81 or '82? '82, I think. It was '82. Yeah, because I was a sophomore in high school. Man, it's just fucking amazing synth pop. Like way more complex than most synth
Yeah.
pop. And then you go to It's My Life. Just fucking phenomenal, man. The songs on there are just mind blowing. Like this song, Such a Shame, is one of the coolest goddamn songs ever written. Period. End of story. And then they're just, dude, and the way they progress through until you get to Laughing Stock is just,
Yeah.
it's,
It's
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 crazy.
crazy. I have heard
You
all
have
the
heard them all.
albums. Only once for most of them. I I think I've heard The Color of Spring twice, but the rest of them once each. But yeah, they're all
Man,
great. And it is cool, like you said, that to hear the evolution, and it makes total sense. Like if you go album to album, but if you take the first one and the last one, it sounds like a totally different
they
band
do, except I
too.
think,
So
yeah, in
cool.
terms of styles for sure, because they kind of, in a
Hmm.
lot of ways, pioneered that thing that we think of as post rock now. It was really
Yeah.
not a thing until bands like them and oh I'm gonna forget the damn name. Codename Dust Sucker. That was one of their albums.
Oh
Ah,
yeah. Um, I know who you're talking about.
Park
Park
Psychosis.
Psychosis.
Vex was another of their albums. They were the very nicely done, sir. They were like the early incarnations of what we know as post rock now. So, and that definitely is going to be something you'll hear that come up on that Metal Island for sure. Well, on the Metal Island series, but if we do post rock, post metal, I think we'll probably do them together. Not sure, but anyway, we'll figure that out down the road. But yeah, talk, man, very well done, very well done.
Yeah, great band.
Absolutely, one of my favorites of all times. All right. So, um, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe now, 3 weeks probably. This Friday, I think. Dennis and I did finally got back to doing the Forgotten Metal Gems series, and one of the bands that we did was a band that I knew about because I owned their second full length album on cassette tape. But I actually gave that cassette tape to Marty because I not a cassette fan, and Dennis was pissed when when he heard that. You should have gave it to me. I'm like, well, dude, I don't know. I mean, like, sorry, I didn't know at the time. And there you go. There's yeah, but Talk was around before those bands, dude. There before Godspeed and before Explosions and Guys and Astronaut. Talk and Bark Psychosis probably were the first two, I would think, for post rock. Anyway, and some of those are kind of more like Explosions. Kind of well, they're not metallic. I guess they're more post rock. But anyways, there's some good bands there, Ryan. Anyway, this band I had never heard the first album. And goddamn, when I heard this album, I was like, holy shit. So I went out and got an original copy. I probably paid too much for it, but I had to have it. And the band is Leatherwolf. And it's self titled, which is weird because their second album is self titled and it doesn't look anything like this. Yes, the artwork is kind of silly, but man, they called this endangered species in the UK. But the Grand Slam version, the US version, I think this is Canadian actually. Is it? I think it's Canadian. Hmm. Actually, this is the UK version, and they called it. Yeah, they called it endangered species after the second track on here. But weirdly, this one just says Leatherwolf. So maybe that was what they were calling it. But on here it's Leatherwolf. And so yeah, man, I dropped about 30 big ones on this, but I wanted it bad. And I mean, some of these were going crazy high, and I just had to have it. Have you checked this band out yet, Eric?
I have not. I'm just looking them up right now. I do recognize the album cover for Street Ready.
Yeah, that was
I
their
have
third
seen that.
album, which is good.
Yeah,
We did
I
the
have
first
seen that
three.
around.
I tell you what, man, absolutely killer riffs throughout most of the first three albums. Um, Great vocals, but I think they had a tough time like trying to pigeonhole where they were gonna like what they were doing because the first album has a lot of traditional metal, but also a lot of speed metal in it. Not thrash, but speedy metal. And they were a three guitar attack, which was very
Oh
unusual.
wow.
Yeah, other than Molly Hatchet, Southern rock bands, Molly Hatchet, Skinnerd, you know, I can't even really think of anybody other than those two. I'm sure there were another couple bands, but those were the big ones, and they weren't doing like these crazy intricate three-part harmonies. That they weren't doing
Yeah,
that.
that sounds really cool.
Oh, dude, you gotta check that first album out, and the second one's great too. Third one's Street Ready. Is it Street Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, has a lot of good songs on it, but it's not as good as the other two. I mean, there's a slight drop off, and they ended up, if I'm not wrong, they ended up splitting up after that, and then they kind of reconvened in many different formations, and sometimes the guitarists are in. Right now, the drummer owns the name to the band, and he doesn't really want any of the old guys in the band because they want part of the name if they're going to be part of it. So it's kind of a mess in that respect. But yeah, so that's that one, man. We'll let you go next for a couple, and then we'll see where we're at then.
Um, I'm just kind of trying to play off what you're doing somewhat too. Uh, I don't know. I grabbed that.
Oh yes,
So
my favorite Maiden album, dude.
yeah,
My
I
favorite.
gotta say it's probably my favorite Bruce album. I still kind of like the first two with Paul Diano better, just because I
Yeah,
prefer his
I
vocals.
love both
But
those albums, but that to me, their songwriting is just superior on this album.
yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, yeah, this and Seventh Son too. I mean, all
Yep.
everything through Seventh Son is just completely amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
glad
Power
to pick this
Slave.
up for sure.
Go
What's
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. Do
I'm
another one.
done.
Now do another one.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you do two or three because you said you have 70.
okay.
Otherwise,
Well, I
I
could
know
do
you're
four real quick because you were
okay.
talking about speed metal and stuff. These
Yeah,
aren't really speed metal, but I'll go to some thrash. I didn't own this before. I mean, I don't really need to talk about this, obviously. Everyone knows this. Been listening to this since grade 8 or so. So like, I don't know, 17, 18 years and I never owned it. So uh and it was only $10. That one,
okay.
again, another one I've been listening to forever. Amazing album. Uh Favorite Overkill album. Just so good. Elimination, Birth of Tension, Years of Decay, Evil Never Dies. Every song on here is,
Yeah.
I would
What's the
say
name of
Evil
that
Never
one?
Dies is almost a perfect thrash song. It's so
What's
intense.
the name of that album?
The Years of Decay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have that one. I
Nice.
have that one, and God damn, what's the one with like the? I think it's got like shit. It's got like this bat creature on the front or something like that.
Oh, it's the one before this.
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, or after. It could be,
Yeah.
is it just like a black background and this and a
Yeah, I
bat
think
kind
so.
of.
Yeah,
Okay, that's probably
yeah,
horoscope then.
yeah. I have to say I've seen Overkill twice live. Saw them back on the Gigantor way back in like '03. I think they were either the opening band or the second band. Opeth, Megadeth, Lamb of God.
Nice.
I liked them live,
Wow.
and I just saw them open for King Diamond just in October, and they were great live. But I don't really love them. I don't reach for them, and I tell you why, man. I'm just not a massive Bobby Blitz fan. He seems like he's a
Saw that
cool
coming.
guy. He's a cool guy and everything, but his voice just gets annoying to me.
Yeah.
I don't know
Honestly,
why.
when I heard, go ahead. Sorry,
No, no.
I'm
I was
interrupting.
just gonna say I don't know why because I like other high Pierce guys like Geddy Lee and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. He just gets kind of monotonous to me.
He does definitely have he's not just high. He's got a kind of like I don't know what to call it, but definitely a weird kind of tone to his voice. And
Yeah,
yeah, he can get a little bit monotonous after a while, but I would say I don't know. On the earlier albums at least, I mean, I've only heard up through I think it's you hear or no, I've heard WFO is the last one I've heard. So I haven't
okay.
heard anything after that. Maybe he does get a little more kind of one tone after that, but he does do a lot of singing on the early stuff, especially the first two albums as well. If you like 80s speed metal, Feel the Fire and
Yeah,
Taking Over are
I've
killer
been told
albums.
those are the two albums to get
Yeah.
into. So yeah, I need to check
He
those
does do more like pitched singing instead of just his kind of screechy stuff.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
first, I will say, the first EP that they did, the self-titled EP, is awesome as well. And it's got a track on there that The Answer, which is just a total like doom metal song, and it's
Really?
awesome. And they never re-recorded it.
Wow, that's interesting. I
Awesome.
hard to envision them doing doom metal, but hey, man, they
Yeah,
got great
it's
riffs. They're a
great.
great live band. Bobby's great frontman live. He is awesome frontman live. He just is kind of one dimensional. You know what I mean? You kind of get what you get out of Blitz, and that's
Yeah,
kind of it. And it's nothing. It's just a taste thing for the most part for me. So,
yeah, for sure.
all right. So you showed Maiden and Overkill. Do you have a couple more?
I I had Master of Puppets too.
Oh, Master of Puppets. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Still a
it's
great
great.
album, man.
You know, it is. Still
Still a
love the
monster.
first four Metallica albums.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So do I, man. And I kind of forget when I don't listen to them for a long period of time, which is pretty regularly. When I do suddenly go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to throw on And Justice, or I'm going to throw on. It's like, fuck, man, this album rips, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, they're
It's kind
great.
of like you've heard it a million times. At least I have. You saw him. I saw him back in those days. I saw him for Master, opening for Ozzy.
Oh,
I saw that in
nice.
'86. I think it was May of '86 or April of '86. Can't remember whether the album was out or not. And I hate to say I didn't really know that much about Metallica at the time. Like I had seen Ride the Lightning, but I hadn't really, to my knowledge, I hadn't listened to it. Didn't know about Kill 'Em All or like No Life Till Leather. Like I didn't know that stuff till around
Right.
'86, '87. And I got Master of Puppets and Fate's Warning Awaken the Guardian the same day. And those
Nice.
two cassettes never left my car, man. It was unreal. I
I
am going to
bet.
turn my light back on, but my phone decided to reboot, and
I
I'm getting
yeah, I
that.
mean, oh, nice.
So that'll
Yeah.
take too long.
Yeah, I mean, I that was one of the first this was one of the first metal albums I ever got into. I mean, my friend Liam showed me like this album and I think Black Sabbath Paranoid
Oh
when I was
wow.
probably like 12 or 13 maybe, and all downhill from there. But
All
these are
right.
kind of cool little sets. It's like a mini LP kind of thing too, with it's got a sleeve for the CD and everything. I think it's remastered too.
Oh cool.
Um, I have And Justice for All as well, and I haven't actually listened to the CD yet to see if they added some bass in there, but uh, yeah,
All right, I got four one shot here because it's the same band, and these were sent to me by a good buddy here. And so the band is Agalok, and of course my good buddy
ah,
is
nice,
Mr. John Halm. And let me see if I can get light here. There we go. There, now you can see me a little better. Um, the only reason I didn't have my light on is that I've had it on earlier tonight, and I'm just wiped out. I've had a long fucking day. So, all right. So there was a couple of holes in my Agalok collection, and I've been slowly filling them through John. And a couple of things I didn't have were I did not have the EP, the Faustian Echoes,
ah, yeah,
which is basically one long 20-minute track,
yeah,
as far
it's
as I can
great,
recall. Huh?
it's awesome,
Yeah, it's if anything, it's probably the most black metal song,
yeah,
I think, from what I recall. I haven't listened to this yet. I've listened to it in the past, but I didn't own it. So I mentioned that to him, and he was putting a package of stuff together for me, and he grabbed me that. And then the other thing he grabbed me, which I did not have, and I don't know why I didn't buy this back in the day. I really don't understand why I didn't. Was this? This is the reissue of the White EP,
yeah,
which is
nice,
kind of their neo folk uh, acoustic album for the most part. That the Death in June type stuff that John was into, John and Don were into, that they wanted to kind of do their thing with. This is the reissue that was done by Eisenwald in 19. And John sent me this, and it was in shrink, right? And it comes in this. It comes in this cool slipcase, right? But I could not get this fucker out of there, dude. I could not. Did the shrink, and I'm trying to push the fucking CD out. I'm like, I'm gonna break the fucking. I'm gonna tear this case. So I ended up taking a knife, like a scalpel, not a real scalpel, but like an X-Acto knife, and I went down along the edges here, and I actually cut the case off so I could get it out of there, which is
yeah,
nutty, right? But yeah, the White EP, the reissue from Eisenwald. And then I got what he told me was his last copy of this. It's a little bit bitched up. I don't think he actually charged me for it, but this thing's out of print. Probably will stay that way. This is White Division Gray, which is actually the
mm,
White EP with bonus stuff and the Gray EP with the bonus tracks plus the digibook, all the artwork and stuff like that, credits and whatnot.
nice,
So these are pretty hard to come by. If you find them, you have to end up paying good money for it. Hey, Malia, good to see you. It's been
yeah.
a while,
Egglot,
girl.
Egglot
Huh?
stuff in general is not easy to get. I mean, it's like I've looked for some of their CDs, and they're generally pretty pricey. I don't know if they just haven't been repressed very much, or
Um, well, they're all being redone in these right now. They're being done in these. Uh, oh, come on, where is it? Hold on. Ah, shit, where are they? Hold on. They're being redone in these. They're being reissued in these big, oversized,
right? Yeah,
amazing books with tons of artwork, and I think each one has two CDs with all the accompanying tracks and demos. Hey, look here.
I should just bite the bullet and pick that up. At
Yeah,
least
I
for
would. I would
sample.
because you won't really need to get anything more. And these are beautiful, man. John and Eisenwald did a beautiful job on these, man. They're gorgeous. A lot of written word in here. Now, the one that's coming up, I don't know whether it's. I think it's supposed to be out this year. I think it's supposed to be out by May, actually. because they're doing the opening slot on the Emperor tour on the two West Coast, two California shows, um, doing San Francisco and LA. I hope to do one of those. We'll see how my health is, but yeah, I got that one, the Pale Folklore, and then the new one is the Ashes Against the Grain, and
Oh
that's the
yeah.
one your boy here has a quote in the album, so that's kind of cool. Hey Nick, what's up, dude? All right, last one of my Agalock that's in CD form is this album, and I've never owned this album. The Serpent and the
Oh
Sphere.
yeah.
Um, and or wait, is that what it's called? No, it's not. Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Serpent in the Sphere. So this is kind of a. This one is real hard to get out there in its original slipcase version. So John did have a couple of the Brazilian pressings laying around and sent one along to me. Um, but this is a killer album, man. I mean, it's so dark and
Yeah.
heavy. It's their heaviest album, I think, overall.
Kind of
And it's one
doomy
that,
too. It's kind of slower maybe, but
yeah, it's a little doomier. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, and yeah, so there you go. Four Agalock items. There will be more Agalock, but it's going to be of the vinyl variety next. So,
all right. Well, I'll stick with that theme. My first Eglock CD,
oh,
Marrow
nice.
Spirit. Yeah.
Marrow, yeah.
Um, Great album. I mean, man, it's so hard to pick for me between the first four.
Yeah.
They're all different, but they're all so great.
Yep.
Um, and this like I said, I mean, especially up here, maybe it's a little different in the States, but it's difficult to find an Agalock CD for under 30 bucks. So
US or
I did,
Canadian?
what's that?
US or
Canadian.
Canadian?
Canadian. But like the mantle, for instance, like it's I haven't seen it for under like 45 bucks anywhere,
Damn.
even for a CD. I would love to have it, but it's hard to justify paying that much for one CD, you know. So unless it's a big book thing like that one you were showing. So
Yeah,
maybe I'll just grab that
on
instead, but
you have to look on Eisenwald and see what they go for in Canadian. I don't
okay.
really know, but cool, man.
Yeah, I'll check
That-
that. Yeah,
So that's your
I
first
love
one,
this
huh?
album. It's
Oh, I do too.
awesome.
Yeah, I do too. And I don't know if I'm wrong about this in saying this, but I could swear John. Maybe I'm wrong. Nah, I shouldn't speak. I just could have swore I heard him say one time that that's their heaviest album, but I don't know if it. I don't know. I can't
I
remember.
it I think it's their most I think I would agree with that. I think it's their most kind of black metal album. I mean the first one has like a raw production, but this one is just really intense. Um I mean
Yeah,
not to say that it doesn't have all the amazing like folky passages and melody and everything that they always did, but I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't know. Really really cool band and I hope to pick up some more of their stuff soon. Do you want me to do a couple more too
yeah. I
while
did
I'm at
want
it?
to show one quick thing though. This is kind of funny.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll
So
get it, but most people won't. But so when I got the package from home, he had a postcard in it, and on the back of the postcard it said this. Do you get it?
ah yes, somewhat.
Here,
That's a
Dirk.
Rush reference, isn't it?
It is Dirk. Here's that thing, Lurks, because Dirk is Geddy Lee and Lurks is Alex Lifeson. So
Right,
and we are
right.
and here's where's that thing is the name of a song. So he's like, here's that thing. So
Yeah, nice.
he jokingly sent me a text said, hey, I'm sending you a bunch of shit from that shit band Agalock. So if you want, just toss it in the fucking nearest garbage can if you like. I'm like, I paid for all that shit, dude. Come on now. He did actually
Yeah,
send me. He actually sent me. Thank you, John. If you see this, he actually sent me a Pelorian T-shirt from their last tour, which is fucking cool as
nice.
hell.
I did
All right,
just listen to
back.
the Pelorian album recently for the first
Oh,
time. It's great too.
it's fucking killer, man.
Yeah.
Savage as hell.
Okay. I know Agalok isn't totally black metal, but I'm trying to group things together somewhat. So, picked up this Below the Lights Enslaved.
Oh, so
I
good.
mean, yeah.
So
What
fucking
do you
good.
even say about this? I mean, it's just perfect album, basically, you know, like
Pretty
most
much.
Enslaved
Yep.
albums.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite enslaved album because they all rule.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then we'll go way back and you know, probably an
Oh.
inspiration for both bands to some extent. Love
Mm-hmm.
this album. I mean, as far as black metal goes, I think this is a perfect album too. I mean, it's just amazing. The last I haven't listened to this in a while, and it's not something I throw on all the time, but you know, it's
It's
such a good album to just the last time I played this, me and my buddy, former roommate, were just like drunk to some extent, and we
oh
I
yeah.
threw this on, and we just like circle headbanged for like
That's a great
and did
out. That
this
yeah,
for
that's a
like the entire duration.
great band to
It
do
was
that
great.
with, no doubt for sure.
Yeah.
And it's weird that you bring that up
Ah,
because how about this? And the one just arrived today, still in shrink
nice.
and cracked case. Thanks a lot, Amazon.
Ah.
Appreciate that.
Oh man. Should we go
Uh,
on an Amazon tangent at some point?
no, I gotta stop buying shit from them, man.
Yeah, I think I might be done.
Hang on, I'm trying to read. I don't know if that one. Yeah, these aren't digis like that. My very first one was the one you showed, and I that was the one only one I had for the longest time. I like it a lot, but I kind of was like, I just didn't feel the urge to dig very deep into Dark Throne, but I got the urge recently, and this might be my favorite actually of all of them because it's their
Nice.
most death metal album. This is a killer album, man. Riffs on here are fucking epic, man. Yeah, that is my favorite album of theirs for sure, because it's more their death metal album. So I grabbed that one, grabbed Transylvania, which just came in today, and then this one came in along with Arctic, or Soulside, excuse me, Under a Funeral Moon.
Nice.
So what I decided to do, I'm still looking for Panzerfaust at a reasonable price. Um, but what I decided to do was get the first five, and then I gotta be honest with you, I don't see myself buying any more Dark Throne. I think I'll have all the classic stuff that I need. I've listened to stuff here and there, throughout the years as they continue to release stuff, and usually I'm very unimpressed, or usually I'm just like, ugh, okay, really. It just is what it is. They're not one of those bands that I just ride or die with, to be honest with you. But I do love the the first two in particular, and like for example, this album. There's something about the production. It's just so raw and cold and fucking just gnarly. Um, but it does get a little long winded. Like every song's like, I don't know, 6 minutes or longer, I think. And they do sort of beat the shit. Like they beat a dead horse as far as riffs. They just kind of do the same thing. So, but yeah, Soul Side's definitely my favorite. I haven't listened to this in a very long time, so probably gonna pop that on later tonight if I'm still awake. But yeah, there you go. So it was funny that you brought
Yeah,
that up. So
cool.
your
Uh,
turn to do a
I
few.
if I'm being completely honest, I've listened to A Blaze in the Northern Sky and Panzerfaust way more than any of their other albums. I need to
Okay.
revisit Under a Funeral Moon and Transylvanian Hunger for sure. Um,
Dude,
I
you gotta hit Soul Side though, dude. That album is
oh
just
yeah,
ins-.
that as well. I
I mean,
need to
that's the
listen to
death
that
metal
again.
album. That is one of
Yeah,
the best death metal albums ever, man. I think.
it's been a few years since I heard it honestly, so I do need to play that one again for sure.
Cool,
And I
cool.
will say, um, I only have one or two listens on each, but I remember really liking the Underground Resistance, Arctic Thunder, and Old Star as well. I wasn't super crazy about the last few, but I did really like those ones personally. But definitely not black metal. They're like um, I don't even know, blackened speed metal kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
see, I'm not as into that, and I'm definitely not into their punk stuff. The punk
Right.
stuff doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of the anything between Total Death and the Underground Resistance, so I have kind of a blank spot in the middle there. But
Yeah.
anyway,
All right, what you got?
okay, let's stick with black metal. Um, Emperor. Now I had the two middle albums, but I didn't have the first one or the last one, so I'm
Okay.
glad to have both of these. Man, I love every Emperor album. Personally.
Which one? Which ones you have there? You have
In the
Equilibrium and
Nightside
which one?
Eclipse,
Oh, Nightside. Okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and
Dude,
Prometheus.
dude, Nightside's
So
goddamn fucking stone cold classic, man.
yeah, yeah,
That shit is
it's
the bomb.
yeah. I mean, I could say the same thing about this as I said about this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a perfect. They're completely different things, but they're both perfect black metal albums. To be honest, um, yeah. Just, I mean, I don't know what to say about this that hasn't already been said. Just that
Oh,
I'm glad to finally own it.
it's a
And
cornerstone of black metal, man. I mean, it's one of the
yeah,
greatest albums ever written. And I know a lot of
absolutely.
people. I like anthems a lot too. There was a time though, once upon a time, before they did that remaster or whatever. I don't know if that was ever remixed. I guess it wasn't, but they remastered it. It always sounded so fucking claustrophobic to me for anthems. But
Anthems?
I've gained, yeah, anthems to Welcome at Dusk, the second album.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's kind of I've come around on that album to thinking it's right there with Nightside.
Yeah. I I I would probably say Anthems is probably my favorite black metal album of all time, to be honest.
Wow,
But
damn.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I don't
would
know.
favor. I think I would favor Nightside just ever so slightly over it.
Yeah. They're neck and neck for me.
And the only
But
one I
I think this one also is underrated. I think the last two are underrated. Um
I like.
and they're not like black metal per se. They're getting more into almost a death metal style. They get a lot more technical and stuff. The production gets a lot cleaner, but this is
Well,
still a killer album, man.
it gets a lot more proggy,
Depraved,
dude.
yeah, The Eruption, Thorns on My Grave, In the
Yeah.
Wordless Chamber. Man, there's so many killer songs on this. If you go into this expecting In the Nightside Eclipse, then maybe you're going to be weirded out. But if you go into this just expecting a great metal album, extreme metal album, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I don't know. Maybe I am just desensitized to prog, but I don't know.
You reminded me of something. I actually don't own IX Equilibrium. I need to get that, and
Ah,
I like that one quite a bit.
it's
I like
great.
that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say Prometheus gets kind of a little too synthy for me. It's really overkill on the synths to me, and so it's probably my least favorite of the four. But
I can see that, yeah. Yeah. Now that you say that, I mean it's been a while since I played it to be honest, but I do love it.
and I
And
got that way back when it came out. There you
I do
go.
also love Ishan's solo
Yes.
stuff. I mean, his solo stuff was a huge gateway for me getting into black metal, like Opeth was for getting into death metal. Between Opeth and Ishan, that was kind of the breaking point where I was suddenly into extreme metal, and it opened up an entire new world for me. So yeah, this is a great album. I think it's pronounced Angel. I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
is Angel.
think
It's
all his
Angel.
solo albums are great, to be honest.
Yeah,
They're all different, kind of.
I have everything except Arctis and the there was another one in there that I didn't grab, and then I got the most recent one. Um, and I really do like the most recent one, but it's a deep listen. You got to really like focus on it, you know.
Yeah,
Um, but I like the weird
this
ones.
one was in between.
Yeah, I don't have that one. Amir, is that it?
Okay,
Yeah, I don't have Amir,
Bomber. Yeah,
Amr, or whatever it is. Yeah, Amir. And I don't have Arctis. Those are the two I think I missed. I like the weird ones like Das Celebrechen and
yeah.
what's the other weird one? There's another weird one in there.
Aramita, maybe.
Yeah, Aramita. I like those, man, because they're
Brecken is definitely the weirdest one.
oh, it's weird as fuck, but I like that. I think
Yeah,
it's really cool.
yeah,
It's very, I guess, experimental and progressive in a lot of ways. You know.
yeah. That one. There's almost some
Yeah.
like free jazz kind of stuff on here, but like
Yep.
it done in a metal way.
Yep. 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 I
Yeah,
like it.
cool
A lot
stuff.
of people don't like that album, and I'll bet you Nick's one of them. He's in the chat. I bet you he's one of them. He's one of
There
those
is a lot
guys.
of saxophone.
Yeah, it's too
So
much stat. All right. Let's see what.
I'll be right back.
Sure. All right. Let me see what I got. Okay. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to. I know I have another one of that one. What's that? Oh, god damn it. On the bottom, of course. All right. Sorry, I was. Thought I had everything slotted where I wanted it, but I didn't. Okay. So, the guitar player for one of my favorite bands, my current favorite band, actually, like current favorite. The guitarist left them in 2019 or 2020, and has been forging a solo path in what I would kind of call dark folk, Swedish folk, maybe a little bit of dark wave, whatnot. And the guy I'm talking about is Jonathan Holton. I'm probably not saying it right in Swedish, but Jonathan Holton is the really charismatic blonde haired guitar player that would flail all around the stage with tribulation. Watching him, I was like, man, the dude's got to go down. He's going to go down, and he never did. Pretty amazing. Um, and so he's doing this solo folk thing, dark folk. This is called Chants from Another Place. This is his first album. He just put his second album out a month ago. I was supposed to see him at the beginning of the month down in D.C., opening for Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, but unfortunately he didn't make that first show. And glad I found out because I'd have kind of been pissed if I drove down for that. But yeah, this stuff is really enchanting. And this is the Forest Sessions where he redoes a lot of these type songs in different arrangements, full acoustic arrangements, some with just piano and stuff. And he's got a really incredible voice. I mean, just an amazing, amazing voice. Das Celebrechen, Nick. That's what I was talking about from Isan. But this is the Forest Sessions, so it's a 2 CD. I don't know if the one is. Let me look here. What the other one is? This came out in 22. I believe this came out in 20. Yeah, 2020, 2022. Which again, this is a lot of. Oh man, let me look here. Oh wait, there's a live DVD, I guess. Roadburn, maybe at Roadburn. Is that what it was? You can tell I haven't watched it yet. I did listen to the album though. Yeah, it's a DVD, so it's a live show. I'll have to watch that soon. Um,
Nice.
yeah, Jonathan Holton. I need to get the new one. It's called Eyes of the Living Night. I loved it. It's gorgeous. Kind of bummed. He was supposed to come and interview with me and canceled the day of, like an hour or two before. Don't really know what happened there. Kind of bummed about it, but yeah. So that's that.
Cool.
There you go,
Yeah, I was
Jonathan.
just looking him. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just looking him up pretty recently. I didn't realize he had solo albums. I haven't had a chance to check any of them out, but
Yeah,
it's
two of
like
them.
dark folk kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's dark folk. It's not electric, very electric at all. It's not heavy at all. It's very God. At times, it's almost enchanting pop, but it's not pop. It's not pop at all. It's just got I can't even explain it, man. The song River Dance is amazing. Um, the song, what the hell is it called? Hold on. I'm almost tempted to play a track, but I know I'll get dinged for it.
Did you say
Uh,
he's opening for Uncle Acid?
yeah,
It's an interesting pairing.
yeah. Well,
They're a great band though too.
what's really interesting is, hold on, here it is. Um, yeah, the song "Falling Mirages" is absolutely beautiful. It's almost like a fairy tale song. It's just incredible. Starbather's really cool. The whole thing, Through the Fog into the Sky. He's an incredible songwriter, amazing singer, just amazing singer and vocal. His vocal harmonies he does with himself, unbelievable. Um, he very theatrical show, mostly just him and an acoustic guitar with some backing, looping, capabilities, and maybe a little bit of backing tracks to a laptop. I'm not sure on that, but he's very. Let me pull up. He's very exotic looking for these things. He gets very theatrical. See if I can pull a. Here we go. I'm not entirely sure I get what this is, to be blunt with you, but it's gotten more and more elaborate as he's done this. And I'll show you this kind of thing that he does. See that there?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
wait.
Huh.
Wait, what happened?
Interesting.
Shit, what happened? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Okay, I don't know why I lost.
Yep.
Yeah, the one here, that one right there. This
Hmm.
this one here.
Yeah, big like
Here.
headdress and a bunch of like
Yeah, it's
flowers
like
and
this
stuff on the
wild
mic
ass.
stand.
Yeah, there's flowers all over the place and headdress. I haven't figured out whether they're real flowers. I think it would be tough to keep the flowers.
Yeah.
He'd be spending a lot of money on flowers to do that, but
Yeah,
he
no
had
shit.
this very eccentric look. He'd do the makeup thing. He still does the makeup thing. Sometimes it's
It looked like he
subdued.
had like full like makeup on his chest and everything too in that
Well,
shot.
he did there for Tribulation, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, man. I mean, and he's fantastic live. There's a lot of footage of him out there on YouTube, so you can catch it. But there you can see there's very elaborate, a lace, all this elaborate gownery and stuff like that, and it's kind of weird because Not to get, maybe I shouldn't go down this road. I was talking to somebody who said, "Yeah, I don't know, is that guy, is he a little, And I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you're getting into there," but it turns out he's not. He's got a beautiful girlfriend, so, but he's just very, very theatrical. It's very theatrical for him, and
Not that
it's
it
great.
matters if he is anyway.
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't give
But
a I don't give a fuck what anybody does in their
no, I don't
personal life
either.
if
I
they
don't
make
either.
great music.
I don't either. It's just I think there was always kind of he does have sort of a androgynous vibe to him, particularly in Tribulation.
I can
But
see
you could
that.
almost
Yeah.
say that about all the guys in Tribulation. They're all kind of supposed to be these living dead creatures, so you don't really know, that kind of thing. But he's an incredible performer, and wrote some of the best music, which we're going to talk about Tribulation coming up. So, all
Well,
right, what you got?
yeah, we're
There we
gonna talk
go.
about Tribulation coming up. uh,
Awesome.
yeah. This might still be my favorite album by them. This is the first CD I've gotten by them. First one I ever heard too. It was interesting too. Would have been right around when this came out, 2015. It would have been late 2015, early 2016 when I first heard about them. And I was just getting into extreme metal for the first time. And I gave this album a listen and I thought it was fucking boring, to be honest. And
Wow.
I think I was getting into, I was listening to Opeth and Eshawn and
Okay.
Devin Townsend and Death, like later era Death and stuff,
Sure.
Morbid Angel. I
Sure.
think there just weren't enough riffs on here to satisfy me at the time. But um, another month or two went by and it was actually I was living in Kamloops, BC, and I had to fly to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, two provinces over for my grandma's funeral. And I listened on the plane ride over. I listened to Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk, and I listened to this. And
Right.
neither album had clicked for me before that, but they both somehow did
How
on
about
that
that?
flight. And I don't know.
Cool.
I ended up absolutely loving this album. It's like the perfect balance point between 80s goth rock and death metal, black
Yeah.
metal. Yeah, I
Just
don't know. Just
metal. Period. Yeah, with deathy
yeah,
vocals. Yeah.
but it's all harsh vocals, but there's a lot of cool like atmospheric clean guitar parts and
Oh yeah.
keyboards and all kinds of stuff, piano
Their guitar
and
players. The guitar players, both Holton and now the new guy, and Adam Zars. Oh my god, dude! Strange Gateways Beckon. Fuck that song
ah,
rules.
man, I
Melancholia.
okay, I will say I loved that song instantly, but the rest of the album didn't quite hold up to that. But I mean I love the whole thing now, but that's still probably my favorite song on this.
Well, it's funny you mentioned
So
that. I
good.
did show this, but it just happened to be laying there.
Oh,
This is
nice.
one of the purple ones. I got this from fucking Poland. I think it was Poland. I couldn't find it anywhere else. Don't even ask me what I paid for this, but it was a lot. They're one of 400 copies, I believe.
Nice. If you ever come across a good price on more than one copy of the Formulas of Death, let me know. I know. Are you still looking for that?
Yeah, I'm definitely still looking for it. So,
Yeah.
and that's the hard one to find. Even the repress
Yeah.
is
That's
pricey.
that thing rips though. That's like
Ah,
the perfect like progressive
killer.
death metal album.
It's killer. It's
Psychedelic.
it's right
I
there.
don't know.
It's that album is pricey like fucking world coming down from Type O is. I went looking for that. I was like, fuck, man, like 200
On
plus.
on vinyl or
Yeah,
CD?
on vinyl. On vinyl.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be fine with a CD, but I can't even
I
get a
have it on
CD of
I have it on CD and I want all the you'll see in a minute.
ah,
I want all the Type O on vinyl. That is the one that is almost impossible to find.
okay.
They did repress it in oh man, I'd have to look it up. 22 maybe, 21. It sold out immediately and people must have bought a lot of extra copies of it and they're just trying to fucking kill people with the price because, like, I
Right.
couldn't. I don't think I could find one under $200, and I don't want it that bad. I mean, no
No,
thanks.
no, yeah. I don't know if I want any album that bad. Like I'm not gonna pay 200 bucks for a record.
Well, you'll see a couple things
Okay,
tonight. I spent a good buck on.
if if it's a like a really crazy deluxe pressing
It's
with a whole bunch of extra stuff,
it
then
is.
yeah. But if it's just like,
You'll yeah. I
a
will. I
basic
just to be
thing,
clear, I will never spend $200 on a album, even a box set. If it was a box set, it would have to be a bunch of albums.
yeah.
I will show you three box sets here. Technically, that are coming up in the vinyl category that I spent like 85 on and 76 on and 82 on. So I spent a chunk of money on these.
Yeah. I just realized I forgot about the most expensive thing I bought in the
Oh shit. Okay.
past
All right. So where
few
were you at?
weeks.
Okay. You did
Tribulation.
tribulation. Go ahead.
I don't
Throw something
know.
else.
I'm just kind of I'm trying to kind of group these, but I don't know. I
Don't worry
feel
about it.
like this band was at least an inspiration to some extent for those guys. So Celtic
Oh, for
Frost,
sure.
Monotheist.
That
Um,
album rules.
yeah. I
So
mean,
goddamn
I
heavy.
I would I would kind of argue and say almost every Celtic Frost album rules. Almost, not
Mhm.
quite, but I do love. They're one of my favorite bands overall. This is a cool like digipack
Yep. I
thing.
have.
Uh,
Oh no, I don't have that. I have a jewel case. I got that
this is
way
a
back though.
poster or
I got
something too.
I got that way when way back when it came out.
Yeah,
That
it
to me
comes with a
is their.
poster and stuff.
I do think this is their heaviest album.
Oh yeah, it's for sure their heaviest. I don't know if it's their
Crushing.
best. I mean, Morbid Tales
Yeah.
into to Megatherion and
Megatherion.
Into the Pandemonium. I
Yep.
love all of those
Yep. I do
as
too.
well, but
Dude,
it's
I like Vanity Nemesis, and
yeah.
I also own Cold Lake, man. I don't hate Cold
I
Lake like
I do
everybody.
I do too. I have a bootleg
I
of
think
it
it's
on CD,
I think
but
it's just posers like Nick that say shit like Cold Lake sucks, right,
well,
Nick?
it's weird. It's not
Oh, I know,
great,
I know.
but it's still good. I think it's underrated. I think the vocals are not very good, but I think
Yeah,
the actual riffing and stuff on it, it still sounds like Celtic Frost to me.
oh for sure. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I
Cherry
don't know.
orchards, cherry orchards.
Uh, yeah, I will say I
Yeah,
sometimes get Tom's voice going through my head saying "cherry orchards," and it's a
yeah.
little
He's
annoying.
pretty weird, man. He's definitely weird on that album, but I don't think the music's all that bad, to be honest with you.
No.
So, all right, I've
Okay,
got another one.
I'll toss one more out while
Yep,
we're
yep.
still here.
All right.
Uh, I haven't even listened to this. I ordered a big set off Discogs, and this got thrown in for free. I didn't know it was
Okay.
coming. It's Dormant Inferno and Dionysus. It's a split. It's called Beyond Forgotten Shores. I think it's mostly Death Doom. Both of these bands are from India, I think. So I don't know. It's That's cool. I've never listened to any metal from India. I don't know what this is.
Never heard of
I
him.
haven't listened to it yet, but it was cool that it was thrown in there. So
Cool. All right. All right. Let's see. Do I have a couple? Oh, I got three to go here in one shot. All right. So we
you're
had
not allowed to
planned.
do three at once. Then I
Yeah.
have to do nine.
Well, I'm doing three of the same band. I'm just doing what
Okay.
you know. Um, because I had a couple of like things where there was two or three of each thing. So I still have about 12 or 13 CDs here yet. Yeah. That's hold on. That's two. A couple of these you're gonna dig. Oh wait, there's two of those. All right. Yeah. Give me one sec. All right. So back at the end of January, we had planned to do a sabotage deep dive. Myself, Steve and Matt Knox from Steve Jansen and Matt Knox from Crip Sermon, horrendous.
Nice.
And then the singer for Matt's band, the Silver, uh, Nick, was going to join us, and we still plan to do that. But it's common knowledge now because Steve made it public that his wife was diagnosed with cancer right when he got back, and she's only in her early 30s, man, so mid 30s. Um, she
Damn.
he had just gotten back from At the Gates or no, some festival that he was over to play with Diva, and spent like a week over in Norway having a blast, and then comes home to that. And she had to have major surgery like very quickly, female surgery, and they canceled all their. They were going to be going to Greece. They were going to be going to Hell's Heroes coming up in a couple weeks, and they had to cancel all that because she's undergoing chemo right now and everything. And when I think of it, I'm going to put the link to the. They have like a meal plan thing to help them out. People can donate to. If you want to throw $5 their way or $10, every little bit helps. So yeah, so we were going to do that
He was,
sabotage dive, and what's that?
he was the one that he was on your anathema deep dive,
Yeah,
right?
yep. Bearded,
Yeah.
the bearded
And
guy with along with
yeah,
Devin, or not Devin,
yeah.
Derek. Um, yeah,
God.
and so in anticipation of doing that, I started to grab a few titles that only came in the last couple weeks. Well, they came in last month, but right after I did my last update. So I ended up getting the last Sabotage stuff that I didn't have, and the only Sabotage albums that I did not have were the two that came after Edge of Thorns, which was Handful of Rain,
Right?
which has Alex Skulnick on
Yeah.
it, and it's actually a really
Cool.
heavy album. It's actually way better than I thought it was. I tend to struggle a little bit with. I like Zach a lot as a singer, but I struggle with the fact that he's not John. John Oliva is such a special singer to me that it's just hard for me to kind of let that go. And sorry, all my CDs are falling all over the place here. Um, so when Zach took over the full time singing, when John Oliva and Paul O'Neill started to develop TSO into this juggernaut thing that they have. And by the way, I did a really cool interview with the Sabotage guys, Jeff Plate, the drummer,
Right.
and also um, uh, Chris Caffrey, guitar player.
Yeah.
This guy in the middle there with the long blonde hair there. Um, so this is the one album that Chris is on, or two albums that he's on. The Wake of Magellan, and then the last one is Poets and Madmen, which is the last Sabotage album from 2001. So I grabbed those two to kind of own them, one, and two to kind of get schooled on them. And in the interim, I also grabbed this Ghost in the Ruins, which is a tribute to Chris Oliva, and it's a whole bunch of live performances. Uh, there's various different live performances of Chris Oliva, and Chris Oliva, Jesus, man, just one of the greatest fucking guitar players ever. The dude was a beast, and sadly, he was killed by a drunk driver. And
Yeah.
what really bothers me about that is because I've drove drunk before, and I just thank the heavens or whatever that I never hurt someone, because the guy that hit Chris Oliva had, I believe, 7 DUIs. Think about
Uh,
that, people. 7
yeah.
fucking DUIs. And he was out
That's
on the
too
road.
many.
Well, one's too many, let's be honest. But 7 is absurd.
Yeah.
And the
It's
guy
just kind
only,
of crazy that you can have that many and you can still be driving.
well, it was Florida. That's part of the problem.
Mm.
Very lenient back then in that. That was in the 90s, early 90s. '93, I think it was. 92 or '93, I forget. '94. Can't remember the date, the year. '93, I think. And the guy only ended up doing, I believe, I could be wrong about this, but I think he only ended up doing 7 years. And Chris's wife, who was in the vehicle at the time, Chris was killed instantly. She was fucked up tremendously and ended up dying later in life. I suspect I know what it was that killed her, but I'm not going to say out loud. But I have a bad feeling it was, you know, yeah, she died pretty young, 41, 42, and just horrible. So Chris Oliva, fucking legendary guitar player. Sabotage, legendary fucking metal band. And I had to get those last ones to kind of. We still plan to do that, depending on my health, but we still plan to do that, hopefully in March sometime. All right. So there you go. Your turn.
Right. I don't really have much other like straight up heavy metal to
Well, no,
show.
just start showing your stuff, dude.
So I'll just go kind of random here.
Sure.
Um, I'll go for a pair that I ordered the Fates Warning book, Destination Onward,
Oh,
and the
nice.
Deserts of Hex, Part Two, from Jeff over at Radical Research. I
Yeah.
ordered um, ordered both of those books from him. I want to say a week or two before the fire happened
Oh
at his
man.
house,
Yeah.
and yeah. So
Did you get him or
yeah,
no?
I can't. What's that?
Did you get him or you didn't get him then?
Yeah, yeah.
We
I
did
should
get him. We got
actually.
him out to you.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Now I got
I
my
have not
copy.
started reading. I have not started reading them yet. I haven't had a chance, but they're obviously
I
there's
don't
a
have the
lot of
desert
effort
store.
put into both of these. Um, I'm excited to get to them. I suck at reading books currently.
Dude,
Um,
bro, I am ADHD, and so it's very. I'm still working on that book a year later. That's terrible. I I
yeah, I
read
mean,
I read stuff on
I'm
the internet all the time, but I cannot focus on a book and get the whole way through it. I'm the
yeah,
laziest fucker ever at that.
I'm I'm halfway through this one
Oh
currently.
yeah,
So once I finish this, I will start on the Fates Warning book. But anyway, long story short, yeah, I don't know if their GoFundMe is still going. I don't know if they actually
yeah. I
ever
don't
hit their
either.
target.
Oh, they were
Um,
way above it from what I saw.
I last time I saw it, it was still a little way off, but that was a month or so ago now.
No, really?
I
Okay. What was the
I
target?
I
Do you remember?
I think it was 50,000 maybe, but
Okay, man. I thought it was. I
which
thought they.
I mean that's
That's a
still
lot of
not
money.
an that's much less than their house and shit would have been
Oh
worth. I
yeah,
know
yeah,
they had some kind of insurance too, but
yeah. They
still,
did. They would, but yeah. I mean, they went through hell, and Jeff lost a
yeah,
ton of like priceless shit.
yeah, absolutely. But I've been in contact with Jeff on and off for the last since last March or April probably,
Cool.
or maybe not quite. But he when he sent me the package, he also included two
Oh,
CDs with it
nice.
that I had not asked for. I know
That's
people are
awesome.
sending him stuff. Um, so he has duplicates of these, but it was still totally awesome that he threw these in for free. Um, so this is Tuesday the Sky. This is a Jim Matheos project,
Yeah.
guitarist for Fates Warning. This is really like ambient, kind
Mellow.
of not really ambient, but it is really mellow. It almost reminds me of I don't know if you're a Buckethead fan at all, but it reminds me a lot of
Coma.
Buckethead's like mellow stuff.
Coma. The
Um,
album Coma. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard it.
There's I think
It's
some vocals on
acoustic.
the last track, but other than that, it's totally instrumental. But it's really great. It's something that's great to put on in the background when you're
Yeah.
doing stuff. or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's just a kind of there's great melodies all over the place. It's just kind of a nice mellow vibe. And then of course this is a Stone Cold classic,
Oh
and
yeah.
I he must be Jeff might must be
Psychic.
telepathic or something because I didn't have this in my collection. I have a Gap,
That's
and I
crazy.
didn't own Human yet. So, and this is the two CD version with some demos and stuff on it.
Damn.
So,
Nice.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, Jeff Wagner's awesome. I'm trying to get when he's ready. I want to get him and Hallman to do Rush. So maybe
Ah,
we'll call on you, young
redo
sir.
Rush.
Well, I did do it once, but I want to kind of I want to revisit it and add. Um, I just want to get some different opinions, and I want to see where I stack up 4 or 5 years later. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, what else you got? Anything else?
Uh, I could
Grab,
go
grab
off
two
of
more.
the
Yeah, grab
what's
two
that?
more. Grab two more.
Two more. Okay, I'm gonna let's see. Two more. Okay, I'll just go with these for now. I've talked about these on my channel multiple times. Oblivion, um, From This Day Forward, and Nemesis. Um, these guys are a Quebecois kind of death
Yep.
thrash band, really kind of technical, proggy. They
Very
finally
prog.
got these two albums reissued last year on a Chinese label, actually, Awakening Records.
No
I
kidding.
used to have bootlegs of these, but these are really nice pressings. They came with like OBI strips and everything that I tucked
Man, I got to
inside
get
so they
those,
don't
dude.
get
Where'd you get
banged
them?
up. But I got them from I think it was straight from the Awakening Records website, actually.
Okay, I got to
Um,
get those.
have you heard these?
Yes, that the
Yeah.
one. I not that one. The other one.
Not this one? Dude,
No,
you
I've
gotta
not heard
check this out. This thing fucking rips.
that. I bet. I
This is
bet.
my favorite one.
I know the other one's killer though. I've heard that. It's really good.
Yeah.
Did
This
they
one is
only do
even better, in my
did they
opinion.
only do two albums?
No, they did two albums and they did two more after these, but they got really like groovy kind of, and like I don't want to say new metal, but like they really simplified the riffing and stuff. I don't know.
Uh,
They're not the same after these first two albums.
yeah, I've heard
So
that before. I was kind of curious.
I have heard the third album. I don't think I've even heard the fourth one, but it was not it was not for me, to
You
be
weren't
honest.
digging
If
it. Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
into new metal and groove metal and stuff, it's probably good, but I don't know. I love those two though.
Yeah, I gotta jump on those. I'll be hitting you up for the details on that. All right.
Yeah, I did
Uh,
just Roger Chervik just commented on one of my videos recently too, and he said the Floga Records put out I think the LPs of those, and he said they don't sound very great. So the
okay.
CDs do sound really good.
All right. Well, I'll
So
probably stick
anyway,
to the CDs anyways. So I'm kind of scaling some of my vinyl back. It's been super expensive lately. Although
yeah,
something showed up yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and I still have the Steven Wilson box set coming for the new album,
nice.
which I've heard. Obviously, I have it, and it's great. It's really good. Don't know that I needed the box set, but kind of I fell prey to my inner nerd. I went for it. I got a Testament album coming out Friday, the new order that's coming out, uh, the repress,
Oh,
and then
that's
I
oh
have
man, that album rules.
yeah, it's the only one I didn't have of theirs. Well, except for the what else do I have here? Hold on, because some of this stuff isn't coming out till March, so I know it's gonna be the next one if there is a next one. Here I got that Cenotaph repress from
Which one?
South America. Yeah.
Which one? The first
Uh,
album?
What's it called? The um,
The
with the eye
gloomy
on it.
reflections of our hidden sorrows
Yeah, the
with the
eye.
eyeball.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
eyeball. Yeah.
yeah. The first one.
Um,
Nice.
and I have the Steam box set and a John Carpenter LP coming out in March too. But other than that, I kind of really chilled. I have one CD coming yet. It'll probably be here in the next day or so. But I've kind of chilled on buying vinyl and stuff for a little while. I was trying to hopefully save up to go to Hell's Heroes, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So MDF will have to do this year. All right, so um, this was on order, and I talked about the last time. These two were on order from Discogs, and they finally came in. And this is, yeah, I got to make sure I get the title right. Oh, wait. Yeah, so I got two more Blut aus Nord
Oh,
CDs
nice.
that I've been looking for. This is the original pressing on the French label. What are they called here? Adipocere.
Yeah.
Adipocere was the first one that put this out. It's the Mystical Beast of Rebellion. I had not had this. I'm also still missing the work that transforms God and Odinist, which is hard to find in CD or vinyl. They're it's not cheap for the Odinist. And then I need a bunch of the EPs, and I think I got everything by him or by Vinsval and Blue Dust Nord. So, and then I found this for $5. I could not believe this, and it's the candlelight version of Mort. There's a lot of
Nice.
people don't like this, but I love it. It's like the dark ambient, twisted, nightmarish, fucking evil. Most I think it's probably the most evil sounding um, Blue Dot Nord, except for maybe Deus Salutis, whatever the hell it's called. That one's just fucking pure mayhem. But this one I love more. And so now I got that on vinyl and I got it on CD. I'm not going to buy everything on Blue Dot Nord on vinyl, although I have a good bit of it now already. So be careful what you wish for, that kind of thing.
Well,
All
I
right, you're
didn't
up.
get this super recently, but this
Oh,
I got a
nice.
killer deal on this. This was like $15 or something Canadian. It was ridiculous.
Vinyl.
Yeah, the price this guy was selling it for was
Is that the
ridiculous. So
red
I
one
picked
or
it up. It came with a poster and everything. It was the
is
only
that the red
Bloodhouse
one?
Nord I've. Was that
Is that the red one or the black one?
the vinyl? It's just
Yeah, because
black.
they did a just black.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
but it like came with a poster and an insert and all that kind of stuff. It's
Is that
still
on?
really
Is
nice.
that Deba? Is that Deba Morty or no?
Um,
Demember or whatever it is,
yes,
Debamur.
yeah, it is. Deborah Morty. Yeah,
He's been reissuing a lot of his stuff. So I mean,
yeah.
I have all the killer stuff. The 777 box set. I have the oh god, I don't have that one, but I have Dialogue with the Stars 2 and Dialogue with the Stars 3, the Saturnian Poetry, Hallucinogen, uh, the last, what's it called? The last one. Fuck. Something Nahab. I can't remember
Yeah.
with
Okay.
the eye creatures on the front there, like yeah, I can't remember the name of it. And then the one before that, which is the first of that uh,
Disharmonium.
Disharmonium. Yeah, but what's the second one
Yeah.
called?
Undreamable Abysses and then
Something
Nahab.
Nahab. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have. I don't have Undreamable Abysses on vinyl. I'll have to grab that. I've been eyeing it quite often. Just haven't pulled the trigger. So it sounds like I'll end up buying most of the BAN on vinyl too. That'll be one of those bands I do double up on. So, all right, what do you got?
I I I have to admit right now I have only heard the first two Blue Dust Nord albums so far. I've
What? Oh,
I
dude,
spent I spent hours upon hours watching you guys deep dive on the whole band, and
dude.
then they're on my list. They're high up
You
on my
gotta
list of stuff to check out, but I
you gotta
will.
do the
Don't worry.
777 stuff, and you gotta do hallucinogen, and you absolutely gotta do Dialogue with the Stars, man. Oh my god.
I know I'll love it once I get to it,
Or
but
actually, I said Dialogue with the Stars. That's number two. It's Memoria Vetusta, which the first one,
uh,
Father of the Icy Age, which is what you have, and then Dialogue with the Stars, and then Saturnian. So go ahead.
okay. I'm trying to decide where to go from here. Uh, I mean, we're in black metal. I could just go to some death metal because I have a lot of it.
All
Um,
right.
just go for three classics.
Cool.
This one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is I don't think it's an OG press, but it's like a repress of the original mix and everything.
Let me see the
It's on
back.
Roadrunner. Uh, it was like 20. I can't remember. About $20. It was like $5 more to get this versus the refocus, like the remix and
The
everything.
remix. Yeah.
Which
I heard the
I
remix is really good.
I I listened to this earlier today just on streaming because I can't physically listen to CDs at work.
Right.
Um, I listened to the original mix, but I also started listening to the remix. It's very different. It's a lot more
Yes.
bass heavy. It's more defined kind of, but I also just I don't know, I kind of have nostalgia for this. I've heard this enough times that this feels like what it's supposed to sound like to me.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
I would rather have this version than the remix version. For
Let me
now
hold
anyway.
that
I
up a
might
minute.
pick the other one up at some point anyway,
Hold the
but
back. Hold the back up a sec. Hold the back up.
oh, hold it back up.
Yeah, but do the back. The back. The rear. I think that's an original, dude.
It's 90s for sure. It might be a 90 like mid 90s instead of 93. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
like
It
I got
looks.
this for like $15 Canadian plus a little bit for shipping. So I'm pretty
That
happy for
might.
that.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Or maybe they didn't know what they had. Looks like
I
my
don't
copy.
think I don't think they did.
It looks
It
like.
seemed to be from a seller on Discogs who like didn't sell much metal. They had mostly other like older rock and stuff.
Yeah, I think that might
So,
be original, dude, because I got that originally when it came out, and that looks like my back to my CD.
right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely not like a 2000s repress. It's
oh
I think
no,
it maybe like 96 or 97 kind of thing.
could be.
Um I think this is a fairly old one as well. Carcass Heartwork. I didn't
Okay.
ever own this before. Love this album. It's also 93, isn't it? Two
Yeah.
93 albums in a
Yep.
row. Um, man, I didn't even talk about the music on this. This is so fucking good. I just listened to this again today. It's just like no one was doing this shit in 93 or anything close to it. I mean, maybe atheist sort of to some extent, but I don't know, crazy. And this too is just a masterpiece. Um, and then
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
they
gonna go to
sound very
90.
different. I think
Yeah,
atheist and cynics sound very different.
I'm gonna go to 94 as well
There
and
you go.
pick this up. I still don't have the first two Morbid Angel albums for some reason, but I have Covenant,
Oh
I have
my.
Formulas, I have Gateways, and now I have this. So I still have to get the first two. I will say I'm gonna try to be a little more conscientious and try to not get these shitty earache reissue
Oh man, they're
digipacks.
terrible.
There's
Yep.
nothing there's nothing in here. Like there's no liner notes, no
Yeah, it's
lyrics
garbage.
or anything. I
That
think
all the.
the cover artwork I think is
Yep.
even cut off at the bottom. Like
Yep.
you can't even see the whole circle here.
That's
It's just
earache, man. That's
so
earache.
lazy. It's just
Yeah,
uh,
all the fucking bolt throwers are like that, man.
yeah. I these that's what pisses me off too, is like Morbid Angel, Bolt Thrower, Carcass, these bands deserve more respect
Yeah.
than the label is giving them. I
Well,
mean,
man, if you're
they're
gonna
the
get
bands that put the label on the map, to be honest,
dude, if
right?
you're gonna get the Carcass stuff, look for the double discs. I think Heartwork might even be a triple. I can't remember. And they have or do you have some of them already? The
No, I
digis
just I
with the DVDs.
almost just fell over. No, I have this. I have this,
Okay, yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
this shitty fucking
Oh,
digipack,
that's
and
terrible. Yeah, no.
I have the bolt thrower ones too.
Yeah, I
Both
got
of
all the
these,
bolt throws like that. Yep, yep, yep. I got them.
they're the
Yeah,
same thing. No liner notes, nothing.
they blow.
Yeah,
They blow. Yeah,
they're
that's
cheap. But they're not that cheap. They're less
well.
expensive than the
Yeah,
other
they're like
ones. So I don't
like
know.
11.99 or 12.99. That's how much less cheaper they are. Yeah. All right, got two more together here. Slowly working on pulling all the sentence stuff together.
Oh,
This
nice.
down, and this one I haven't even opened, and I've had it for a month. Um, yeah, the cold white light. Now I know this band has changed a lot over their from their first album, which is pure fucking nasty death metal, which I love,
Yeah,
to the more
it's great.
progressive. To the roads north is very progressive and kind of almost kind of weird. I mean, it's angular
Yeah,
and strange in a lot of ways. That
it's like
album,
it's like Voivod playing like black and melodic black and death metal or some shit.
yeah, yeah, there is some
It's
Voivod
weird.
stuff going on there, but so I'm slowly grabbing those. I have the first. Let's see, I have the first one on vinyl that was reissued through Cosmic Key. Um, then I have, let's see, I have Shadows of the Past, North from Here, Amok, Down, and Cold White Light. So I really only need Frozen, Crimson, and the Funeral album. And I do have an EP. I have one of the two EPs. I forget, Love and Death, I think it is. I know they did the Trooper, which has a cover of the Trooper, but I'll grab it all at some point. It's one of those bands like I feel like I want everything. So there you go. Sentenced. All
Nice.
right, you're up.
They're Swedish, right? They're from
Yep,
Sweden?
yep.
Okay. All right. Well, um the albums you showed weren't Swedish death metal, but I might as well go there because I have quite a bit. Let's go for I could just do four right now.
Sure, go
Okay.
for it. Oh,
That
there you
one.
go. I don't own that one.
No.
I need to
This
get that one.
I know it might be controversial, but this is probably my favorite Entombed album.
I like that. Oh, yeah, he's right. They are from Finland. My bad. I was thinking they were from Sweden.
Oh, they are Finnish.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know why I thought that.
Damn it. I uh, I wanted to say they were Finnish. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually switch. Okay, I already showed this, but so I'll go with this.
Nah,
Um,
dude, just show whatever. It doesn't have to be in keeping with what I showed you.
well, I might as well though, because I've been doing that all night. We've kind of bounced back and forth to some extent.
Oh, hold on,
Uh,
hold on, hold on, hold on. Sorry, man. I knocked my thing down and it started playing another window. So go ahead. Go
uh,
back to clandestine.
yeah. Uh, I love Left Hand Path, of course. I mean,
Of
what
course.
death metal fan doesn't love Left Hand Path? But
Yep. But that album
I
rules.
would say this album has better riffs, better songwriting. It's just a better album overall. I will say if this had LG Petrov on it, it might be a perfect death metal album. I
Yeah.
I don't love Nikki Anderson's vocals. They're not terrible to the point where they distract me, but
They're not
they're
LG.
not something that I get excited about. They're
Right.
not LG. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Um,
I agree.
but still, this is a great album.
I like
I
that
love
album, but
this.
I like that album a lot. But I agree with Nick. I think Left Hand is superior overall.
I sorry. You know what? You know what? I I think Left Hand Path, the title track, is the best song they ever wrote,
Oh
probably.
yeah.
And nothing else on that album quite gets to that level. So every time I listen to that album, yeah, there's something to be said about starting an album off with a banger. But
Right.
when you put your best track by far at the beginning, then it's nothing else lives up to that. You know, maybe if the title track was the closer, maybe I would like that album even more. But like to me, Left Hand Path is the first song I ever heard by Entombed, and it still blows away everything else on that album to me. So maybe that's part of it. Whereas
Yeah,
this
that
is
might
kind of
be.
more, it's a consistent quality throughout. And I don't think there's any song on here that's as good as Left Hand Path. But overall, I think maybe it's a little bit better. Anyway, blah
I
blah
got
blah.
you.
Whatever. Subjective.
Hey, yeah, it's subjective, of course. Yep, yep, yep. Okay,
Yeah.
what else you got?
Well, let's move back over to Finland for a second.
All right.
Um, these two classics, um, Demigod
Oh,
with
Demigod.
Slumber of
Yeah,
Soul and Eyes,
I don't even
and
have that, dude.
Adramelech. What's that?
I don't have either of those. I need to get those.
Yeah, Adramelech's Psychostasia. Man,
Yep.
these are just absolutely
Sick.
killer death metal albums. I mean, there's something just a little bit different about Swedish death metal. Um,
You mean
they just
Finnish?
had that weird sense of melody, that really dark kind of brooding sense of melody and atmosphere. Um, I love both of these albums. I do wish this one sorry, wrong hand, I'm in reverse here. This
You
one
said
had the
Swedish.
original cover. They changed
Yeah,
the
you said
cover on this.
Swedish, right? You meant Finnish.
Finnish. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. That's
Sorry
right.
about that. Um, and I will say these are both extreme music reissues from Spain,
Okay.
and they put their logo like really big at the top,
Oh wow,
and
yeah.
they changed the cover artwork for this one too. It was a lot lighter, and it had some greens and stuff in
Yeah,
it
it
as
did. You're
well.
right. Yeah, that
But
doesn't look right.
I don't know. I mean, these are both hard to find on original
Super
press
hard
or
to
like
find.
anything other than these, to be honest. So these were a decent price,
Yeah.
and you know what? At the end of the day, it's the music itself that really matters. So
Yep.
I'm glad to have these. I might try to pick up nicer copies at some point, but those will do for now.
Dude, I've looked for the Demigod original and it's not cheap at all. It's like
No,
40, $50 for a CD.
yeah, you've heard
So,
it though.
oh yeah, I know Demigod. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
so so
I
good.
know the name Adramelic. I think I
Oh
may have
man,
listened to it way back
you
when, but
you would really like this. I think
yeah,
this
I think that's not my angle. Kind of
it's so
proggy,
like
weird.
yeah, it's a little bit. It's kind of like uh a little bit in the Demolic vein, like
Yeah.
really kind of weird atonal riffing, but it's also got a lot of thrash. It's got a lot of grooviness. It's got a lot of weird like
Is is that the one that has like a
dark melodies.
female that has a female
No.
bass band? No, that's not the one.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. I thought you were
Thought
gonna
there
say
was.
female vocals. They might have a female bassist. I'm not sure.
I could have swore that I thought that was the
But
band,
yeah,
but
this I think this gets overlooked because it came out in 1996, which is a little late for the original like old school death metal run. You know, by 96 like black metal and stuff had taken over, and like you really don't hear people talk about death metal albums from 1996 or even 95 very much. Like
True.
it kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
peters out a little bit at that point. Like this one is 92, so it got in there at the right
Still in
time,
the
but
got it under the wire. Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. Where are you at? How far along do you think you are in your stack?
probably a third.
The third. Okay.
But
Why? Don't,
I can cut it off whenever.
no. Why don't you
Doesn't matter.
show? Let me see what I got here. Because I don't want to be going.
I could do a big chunk of like Swedish death metal kind of stuff.
I have 10 CDs to show. One, two, three box sets. One, two, three, four, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. Four box sets and 11 albums. So if we don't move a
Okay.
little bit quicker, we're going to be here till like 5 a.m. I don't want to do that. So go ahead and do another four or five.
Okay. I will just stick with Swedish death metal for now then. I
Cool.
think this is the whole stack in that regard. Let's go Gorment, The Ending Quest.
Oh, I love that album.
Yep. Yeah, so good, man.
Only really good thing
This
they
is
ever did, though.
yeah, I mean this is the only album they ever put out. They had a single before this, maybe a demo as well, I think. But man, this is almost a perfect death metal album. It's so brutal and so heavy and so dark, but it's got a lot of melody as well.
Yep.
A lot of really fast stuff, but a lot of really slow stuff. I would almost say this album is backloaded as well. Nick, if you're still watching, I know you guys did a retro review on this. I watched a couple of years ago. Um, Great stuff. It's good to hear anyone talk about this. It's kind of a weird album cover, but they got a cool logo at least. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just like probably one of my top five Swedish death metal albums. Honestly,
Yeah,
awesome
man,
stuff.
that album rules. I love it.
Yeah, and so does this one. Um, this is the remix from last year, the double disc thing. Um, I mean, I think Dan Swano is doing the remixes of these, right? Um, as far as I know, and it sounds great. It sounded great originally too. They really just have that huge Swedish fuzz. Uh, I want to call it a fuzz saw guitar tone because it's kind of like it is distortion, but it's almost a fuzz at the same time. Um, this album just rules though. Same with Crimson, same with Spectral Sorrows. All the early Edge of Sanity stuff is just so good. Um,
Yeah. Did you get the Spectral Sorrows reissue?
I did not yet.
Ah, okay.
It came out though,
Yeah,
or
that's been
that was
out.
last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was out in right before Christmas. I think
Okay. Yeah,
either late
I should try
October
to
or early
pick that up.
November. I grabbed the
Love that
vinyl.
album.
Yeah, I grabbed the vinyl and the two CD version. I don't. I only grabbed the vinyl of that one. I'm not buying the vinyl of the other stuff because they're kind of expensive. They're like $36 for not even a gatefold and
Right.
barely a single sheet. Century Media bullshit. Typical Century
Yeah.
Media.
I
So
think I paid about 25 bucks Canadian for this CD, but it's probably
what's
worth it.
that in
I
US?
It's probably
16.
18,
Oh
16,
wow.
18,
Oh,
somewhere in
that's not
there.
bad. That's not bad. Because I
No, it's
paid
not too bad.
$22.99 for them. So I'm not even sure. Let me look at something real quick.
I will say, like, the Spectral Sorrows would be one I would pick up on vinyl. I mean, it's maybe not quite as good of an album, but the album cover on that, Dan Seagrave, I mean, half of the reason I love picking up vinyl is for the album cover,
Yeah, of
and that
course.
has a
Yeah.
great one.
So Elegy's out, the demos and comps, the Nothing But Death Remains, which I got that one already. And then they put out Infernal and Edge of Purgatory and also Until Eternity Ends EP. I don't know, there's a weird the way they're releasing stuff is kind of strange. It's not in order and I really want Crimson. So I'm gonna definitely grab Crimson. But I don't know that I'll grab all these. I mean, I like a lot of the stuff, but some of it I'm kind of on. So, all right, did you rip through your four?
I did not. I did two. I'll just
Okay.
do both of these at the same time because they both have the same vocalist.
Oh yeah,
But
they did.
you know both of these. You
Of
love both
course,
of these, right?
love both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially Brave Murder
This,
Day.
yeah.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite Catatonia album.
Yeah. This is just. I mean, people call this a Death Doom album. It's like a death metal band playing like shoegaze or post
Pretty
rock
much.
or something.
Pretty
It's
much.
it's
Yeah.
so repetitive, but it works.
Oh, it's
It's
so
really
good.
effective.
Super
And this,
atmospheric, and
yeah,
Michael Ockerfeldt's possibly his best vocals ever.
yeah, pretty damn close.
Just
And this
savage.
this has the bonus tracks of the what's it called? The EP that came out right after it.
Yeah.
Sounds of Decay.
Yeah. Sound of Decay.
So
Yeah.
that's
I
on
don't
here
think I
too.
have that. Mine doesn't have that. Mine's the original Peaceville. Or was that Peaceville?
This is Peaceful. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
have the original cover. Like the original
Yeah, I was
cover
gonna
has a
say that covers.
purple.
Yeah, mine's purple. Mine's an original. Yeah,
I would rather have the purple,
I know you
but
would. I'll leave it to you in my will.
all right. I'll trade you. You can put that one in your coffin.
There you go.
Just
Oh,
kidding.
geez, great. Thanks.
Sorry.
Only Rush.
Uh,
Only Rush is going in my coffin. That's it. That's all.
yeah, you can only fit so much stuff in there, man.
That's true. That's true.
Depends on how much you pay for it, though, I guess. I mean, you could probably get
Well,
a really big expanded one. I don't know.
that's true.
I'll
I'm gonna
I'll
be
see what
burned.
I can do when I get to that point, you know.
I'm gonna be burnt to a crisp. So there should be a lot of room left in there. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Man, this might be my favorite Opeth album, possibly. It's hard to say. They're
Hmm,
one of my favorite bands,
sure.
like top 10 for sure. Like I said earlier, one of the bands that got me into extreme metal in general, but uh, this album is just a perfect balance of this still has that darkness that it sounds like the 90s, and I mean that in the best way possible. There's something about the 90s, about 90s metal, that just has a darkness and a kind of dinginess to it that I love. And after this, like Still Life, the production got a lot less murky. And there's something about the murkiness of the production on this that just it sounds like the album cover to me.
Right. Yeah,
And I mean, I love almost every Opeth album, but
dude. You know what's weird about that album
I
cover
don't know.
is I never knew that there was a woman on the front of that cover until
Right.
I dug around like way after that and bought the vinyls. Yeah, you
I think
can
she's
barely
like
see it.
right here.
Yep, it's
That's her
so
face,
weird.
I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
I bought the
Amazing
vinyl.
album.
I bought the vinyl, the half speed master ones, and
Nice.
I got that and Morning Rise and uh, Orchid. They were all reissued for the 11th millionth time, but they were the Abbey Road half mastered, and I can tell you they sound fucking amazing on vinyl. And
Yeah, I should probably just
I got the
do that.
when I got My Arms Your Hearse, I'm looking, I'm like, holy fuck, there's a face there, and I went and looked, and they darkened the artwork
Ah,
in the
okay.
printing. In the printing, yeah.
I think
All
this
right.
one's a like kind of an OG. I'm pretty sure it's like a.
Maybe.
Oh, it says 2000 on it, but
Well, then it wouldn't be OG.
yeah, you can kind of see her on there.
All right, I got a wild one here, man.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have this in. Frederick
Oh shit.
Thornendal's special defects. All right, I paid a pretty good chunk for this. I'm not gonna lie. I think I paid about $50 for this CD, which is very rare for me to do. It does have a punch cut. There's two versions of this. There's the original version, and then a very shortly thereafter, there's a slightly different track listing, and it's called the 33 and a third version. Yeah, 3.33 version. And the main difference is there's the last track, which I believe is Missing Time, was not on the first one. That's a bonus track on here. And there's a slightly different, there's ever so slightly different run times. Have you ever heard this?
No, I have not actually. It's on my
You know who
list,
it
but
is,
I have
right?
not heard it.
You know who it is, right? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the only bummer. They wrote their call letters on the CD. Oh
Dude, you
well.
can probably take that off with some rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk it, but I could, I
Dude,
guess.
that's not gonna take the original printing off the CD. There's no way.
Well, I'll look into it at some point. But great artwork here, and you know, I had one locked in for $45, and the seller balked on me and disappeared.
Uh,
Luckily, I didn't buy it, but I think this one was like 54 or 53, something like that. And I wanted this because when I was out in Colorado, Jimmy played it. I'm like, God damn, man, I've been looking for that thing forever. It was reissued on vinyl a couple years ago. Thornendal, I think, set up a label to do it, and they did a number of different lathe cuts and lacquer cuts and 45, half speed master and stuff. Those things sold out in no time. And when you go look them up, 250, 300, $400. So
God damn.
very weird experimental jazz. It's like if Holdsworth got mixed with gent, but it's not gent. It's a lot
Uh,
jazzier. Really, really jazzy, man. Really out there jazz metal fusion.
Gent,
Really killer
Gent,
stuff. Huh?
Gent didn't even exist when that came out either.
No, but
So
well,
that's
no,
just
but they. I mean, Meshuggah hadn't quite gotten there yet because they hadn't quite like discovered it and created it because they had done Destroy, Erase, and Prove. I think, or no, this might have come out right before or right after Destroy, Erase, and Prove. I forget. What year was this? This was '99.
oh yeah.
I want to say Destroy, Erase, and Prove was '98. Was it? I think. Yeah.
No,
Or
that was
'97.
like 94.
Was it that far back?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Let me just check. Yeah,
But they
that's
would have been
97.
for what?
97 is for Soul Niger Within.
'97.
Yeah, and
Okay. What?
Destroy Erase Improve is 95.
'95. Okay. So it was close.
Okay, yeah.
But actually, Destroy, Erase, and Prove is not gent. It's pretty much thrash.
Yeah.
I think.
But it's
So
it's got that weird like syncopated kind of thing that
yeah,
the
that's true.
whole gent kind of movement took
That's
took
true.
hold of.
Yeah. But they weren't doing the 8 string guitars yet. I don't think on there. So
No.
all right. What do you got?
I will just say I never got into that like whole gent kind of thing. Yeah, I mean a lot of people my age did, but I never liked the guitar tone, that kind of weird like thin. It's really low tune, but it's really thin kind of sounding to me. That whole like
I
if
do
you
like some Meshuggah. That's the
yeah,
only
I
band
like
from that.
I like Meshuggah, but
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the bands that they inspired, to be honest.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yep. What you
Um,
got?
although speaking of 2000s metal, I could segue into this. I could show off some of my guilty pleasures here. I
Go for it.
don't know if you've ever heard this, probably not, but this
Yeah, I'm
was
not a
a
not a fan.
this was a huge gateway for me into extreme metal.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, this has a lot of inspiration from like '90s Swedish melodic death metal. There's a lot of great riffs on here, man. I don't like the choruses. I didn't like the choruses, the clean sung choruses, even back when I was in like grade nine. They kind of pissed me off, but you know what? There's a lot of great riffs on this album. I remember we were on a bullshit stream like back in August or something, and we were talking about metalcore like with Nick and Logan, and I started thinking about this album, and I was a few beers in, and I just ordered it for $9 off of Amazon. So now I own it. Um,
Yeah, I
I
just
don't think I'm gonna. What's
that's that
that?
era that's that era of metal that I just lost touch with, dude.
Yeah,
It's kind of too, I'm not a core guy and it's too close to core. So,
I'm
and
honestly not either. This is just
yeah,
pure nostalgia for me, to be
that's
honest.
cool. I
Um,
get it.
but there's some good shit on here, man. Some of the riffs on this thing rule. Like if you listen to the song "Just Barely Breathing," man, there's some pretty heavy stuff on there. But then the chorus kicks in, and it's like all of a sudden a power ballad, and it's just kind of weird. But yeah. While we're on that topic, you know what? I kind of love System of a Down because they're also a band that I grew up with. They helped me get into metal. I listened to System of a Down probably almost every day of high school. Um, this album is it's new metal probably, but it's got a lot of weird shit going on. System of a Down always gets lumped into the new metal genre, but they always did a lot of weird, like almost avant-garde level kind of stuff. They never tried to be popular. I don't think they just did whatever the fuck they wanted to, which I can definitely respect. And I
Yeah, I
also
won.
picked
I
that.
actually won tickets on a radio station back during the Mesmerize tour, and I do own that one. I don't think I own the Chop Suey one or the one before it. What's it called?
Toxicity.
Toxicity. I don't own that. But of course, Waterfalls and Chop Suey and those songs were out there, and I heard them. Man, dude, I just was never a big new metal guy, and I agree that they're not theoretically new metal, but they sort of fall into that line of music for me. And
Yeah,
so, um, other than the Deftones, I just didn't get into anybody from that era other than the Deftones. Deftones are
yeah.
very different, very different band. So, but I did see them, and tying it all in, Meshuggah was the middle band for Chaos Sphere.
Ah,
Or no, oh no, they had just put out Nothing, which made me a fan. I still like that album, Nothing. I think that and Ob Zen and maybe Chaos Sphere. I like those three the most. The EPI used to work out to that back when I could still work out, which is crazy because that's so long ago now. It feels like I was, you know, a young man back then. But and then POD, Payable on Death,
oh
was
shit.
we are youth of a
Oh
nation.
man.
So they opened and then fucking Meshuggah just blew my mind. And then I hate to say it, I think we left before System was even over. But I get it. It's a time and place thing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was in high school. I was getting into metal, and System of a Down was a huge fucking gateway band for me.
I got it.
Because they have a little bit of new metal, but they have a lot of prog. They have a lot. They have a decent amount of extreme metal, but they have a lot of pop too. Like there's a lot of catchy melodies and shit in here too.
Yeah, there
And I
are a
will
lot of
say,
catchy melodies.
yeah, I will say these two albums, I'm glad I have these two now because they also the original pressings of these interlock to make one
Oh wow,
big
look at that.
like digipack kind of thing.
Oh, I
So
didn't know.
that's
God,
kind of
that's really
cool. Yeah.
that is pretty
So this
cool.
is my System of a Down 2005 double album now.
Nice. Look at you.
Yeah.
Styling and profiling. Do two more quick.
Okay, two more. I will stick in the 2000s. I think this is early 2000s. Oh no, this is late 90s. Dillinger Escape Plan,
Oh, I
Calculating
remember
Infinity.
those guys. Yep.
The only album I've heard from these guys yet. Um, this is completely insane. Uh,
Yeah.
I've only listened to it once, but I did like it. So I found this. No, I think this was from a Discogs order, but it was like maybe $5. So I'm like, yeah, might as well pick it up. You know, I another band I want to dig into a little bit more
Well, I have the one
for
after
sure.
that. I think it's called Miss Machine. I think it's the one after that, the
Right,
full
the one with
album.
the white cover with orange shapes
No,
and
it's
stuff
got
on it. Yeah,
no, it's green.
oh, it is
Has
okay.
a woman on the
I
front or
I'm
something.
not I'm not a I don't really know much about them to be honest,
Yeah,
but
I think
I
it's green. I still have it somewhere. I got to be honest with you, dude. I gave it about two listens and was like, "Yeah, this ain't for me." It's the mathcore stuff is just not for me. It's too frenetic, too weird, too atonal, too. And I mean, I like dissonant stuff, but I like it to have some structure. And a lot of their stuff just sounds like it's just schizophrenic and too
yeah,
crazy.
I'm
You know what I mean?
it is definitely all the words you just described it with.
Yeah,
But like I would listen to that stuff for sure, but it's not going to be a an often listen for me. I'm not going to play that like
right.
more than once every few years, I don't think, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's the thing. I'm pretty sure I've had that Miss Machine album, and I played it, CD, and I think I played it twice, and almost 20 years ago that came out. I haven't played it ever
Yeah.
since. So it's just one of those things. I'm like kind of stuck with it.
It's
I have
just
a
so
hard.
intense.
Yeah, it's so schizophrenic, and I'm not. That's tough for me, man. So
Yeah.
all right, one more.
One more? Okay, I'll go with this. See, this is
Oh,
dissonant and
that's a great album.
atonal and crazy, but a little more structured.
Yep, and
I
I love
love
that
this
album.
album. This is like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, that's with the first one with Dan on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That
I
first
love
song.
Obscura.
What's that first
What's
song
that?
called? Inverted? Is the first song called Inverted?
Yeah, inverted.
And that
Inverted.
song is fucking seriously scary, man.
Oh man.
I
But
mean,
it's so
between
groovy too at the same
yeah,
time. Like if you compare Obscura to uh this is so much like you can bang your head to this,
oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, whereas Obscura is
Oh man, dude,
sometimes difficult to do that too. And this is like what 42 minutes or something. Obscura is like 65 or so. So this I don't know, man. This is like a perfect album to me, but
it's
it's
awesome.
again, it's not something I listen to all the time, but oh man, it just rules.
Love that album, man. Love it, love it. I love everything, even Obscura, which is very difficult to get
Yeah.
into. I still love that album because it's just so fucking weird. But
I
it's
actually
but Obscura is
I
not an
didn't
album I can sit down and just listen to start to finish. I usually do it in two batches. I gotta come up for air. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
I literally got to come up for air. It's just such a weird. Nobody sounded like that. Nobody really ever has. There's been bands that try to emulate it, but yeah, dude, I'm not a mathcore guy at all. I know you find that shocking. Given the fact that I love grindcore, of course, everything with a core, I'm in on it. Not, but all right, let's jump into. I'm I'm gonna do like two each, and then here's two mellower ones. Tim Bowness, Powder Dry. He did all the recording on this and all the mix. Well, Steven did the mixing, Wilson, but Tim is the other half of No Man, and then he's had a solo career as a singer, band leader for a long time. Really wanted to grab that. I need to grab some of his older stuff. I love Tim Bonus's voice. A lot of people don't, but I love it. A lot of people find it too breathy and whatever, but I love his voice. And then this I bought, I don't know, for like $7 or $8. Beck Morning Phase. I like a lot of Beck. I own quite a bit of Beck stuff, but my daughter and Kellen and I were supposed to do a compare and contrast this to Sea Change, but unfortunately my daughter got COVID, so she wasn't feeling well enough to do it on Sunday. So we'll go over that stuff on metalcore and grindcore. Ah, yes, yes, of course we will. Is that before or after I'm dead? You know, Pumping Vinyl wants to know if I'm supposed to be dead. I'm not sure if I'm alive or dead right now. I couldn't tell you. I feel pretty dead. It's kind of weird, but there you go. Oh, Eric dipped out. All right, so I'll show two more. All right, I finally started working on Sodom. This is the, is it three CDs? I think it's three CDs. Yeah. Um, let's see what's on here. Expanded triple edition of Sodom's Cult '92 album. Brand new Redux. Oh, that's right. They remixed it, including previously unreleased alternative takes, and then live in Tokyo in '92. Sodom tapping the vein. Um, like Dark Throne, I feel like I only kind of need the first three or four Sodom albums. Sorry, I've got the hiccups suddenly. I am a ghost. No one told me. The memo. I must have missed the memo while I was doing all my haunting and shit. Haunting in the chapel. God damn it. I can't believe I got hiccups. And this is my most recent pickup that came in. Well, I got it Friday night. This is Kelan Mikla. I have no idea what the name, how to, it's in Finnish, so I have no idea what that says. This is the band that opened for Alcest, and the girls all signed it for me. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. And I think there's one over here. Yeah, there's two there. Kind of cool. Really cool if you like Old Cure, Sisters of Mercy, Cocteau Twins, maybe a little bit of the doomier side of Typo Negative. Really cool. Kelan Mikla. They are mostly all electronic. Really cool driving bass lines like Sisters of Mercy, and really cool stuff. I was pretty impressed with them opening. And then Mono was the middle band, and I even dug them more the second time around. I didn't really like them the first time, but I dug them the second time. I kind of got a fix on them, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, Kelan Mikla, three Finnish young lasses, and beautiful vocals, kind of haunting and weird and dark, dark synth wavy and stuff like that. It's really cool stuff. You should check it out. They were a lot of fun to watch open for. I'm going to be uploading some videos over the next day or so of a lot of this stuff. So the Alcest stuff. Actually, I think there's a premiere of the Alcest going on right now. God damn it, man! I got hiccups bad. Back to Eric. There he is. Eric.
Who was? Can you spell that out for me? The band you were
Yeah.
just talking about?
K-A-E and the A-E are together because they're Finnish.
Oh yeah.
K-A-E-L-A-N. And then second word is M-I-K-L-A. You can you
Okay.
can find them on
Look them up.
Yeah, you can find them uh, on Instagram, Facebook.
Cool. That sounds cool.
You'll
You were
you'll
talking
like it.
about
You'll
you
like
were
it.
talking about gothic stuff.
Hmm.
I could go two directions right now. Um, you know what? While we're on a mellower tone, I'll go this way. This is kind of somewhat gothic. Uh, Nick
Oh
Cave
yeah,
and the Bad Seeds.
for
Man,
sure.
I've really been getting into these guys quite a bit lately. I I I'm holding up the wrong CD. I got into this album like probably about 10 years ago. Got really into this album. I love this, and I barely checked out anything else they had to offer at that point. And just in the last few months, I've listened to the Birthday Party, which was the precursor band,
Yeah, that was the band
and
before. Yeah,
their I mean every album up to the Boatman's Call, which was probably about the 10th album or so that these guys have put out.
yeah. I don't think it was
Man,
that
they have
far.
a
Maybe
lot of
like
albums.
it was like seventh or eighth. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
as I stood by your side or whatever it's called. As
yeah,
sat by your side. I like that album a lot. I have the Boatman's Call. I've got
yeah.
Murder Ballads. I've got
Nice.
the Orpheus of Lear or Lear of Orpheus, however that goes.
The Lear of Orpheus, and that's a double album, right?
Yeah, it's a double. Yeah, it's a double.
The
And then I got the B sides box set too. So got
nice
a lot of Nick
man.
Cave.
Yeah, they
Great stuff.
I don't think they have an album that I would say is an absolute perfect album, a 10 out of 10, but man, they have so many great
Oh
songs.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I will say right now, even like albums like The Good Son with songs like The Weeping Song, do you know that
yeah.
song?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
incredible.
so
Yeah.
good.
He
Or
got into doing more soundtrack. His soundtrack for the
yeah,
what's that movie? Jesse James, the Coward, Frank
The
Booth.
Assassination of Jesse James by the
Yeah, yeah,
coward
yeah.
whoever. Yeah.
It's good stuff,
I
man.
haven't seen
Really
that
good
movie
stuff.
yet or the soundtrack, but
No, it's good stuff.
this album though,
It's weird.
oh
The
man.
song that made me check out Nick Cave was on an X Files episode back.
Ah, cool.
They did the Red Right Hand, and I had to find that song because I
Mm.
love that song. So that's how I ended up
Oh,
getting Murder Ballads, and then just kind of went from there and grabbed a bunch of stuff. I've kind of lost my zeal to follow everything he does, though. But but yeah, good stuff. Cool.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I won't go into it, but man, if you want to check out any of this stuff, it's like post-punk kind of gothic rock uh but
Yeah, but
I don't know.
the early stuff is kind of post punk, but the later stuff is a lot more traditional. Uh, it's kind of traditional. He mixes in folk and kind of his version of doom, and it's not
There's also
metal at all.
gospel.
Gospel, a lot of gospel. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
It's not
R&B
metal though.
almost. Yeah,
There's no
no.
metal there. You're not
No,
gonna find any.
but if you want to hear the heavier side, I mean, check out the
That first
Birthday
album.
Party. I mean,
Yeah, the
they're like
birthday parties
noise
there.
rock.
Yep,
It's not metal, but it's pretty intense.
yep.
But like shit like this, I mean, if you listen to this, if you want to check this shit out, like the Mercy Seat on here, the
Yep.
Mercy Seat or Up Jump the Devil, um, or like on this album, Do You Love Me or Lover Man
Oh,
or Let
Leatherman.
Love
Yeah.
In, Red Right Hand. Oh man, such great songs. And I did also pick up this DVD as well, which is
Oh, sweet.
forget what year is it. This is from. I think it's from the late '90s. Uh, yeah, it's great too. So
Cool.
been getting into a lot of their stuff lately. So a
All right, couple more.
couple more.
Yeah, just grab
Okay,
stuff. Dude. Don't worry about trying to fit it in with anything, because my
you
stuff
know what?
coming up here is all over the place. So
I'll stick with the 80s, and I'll do two other ones from the 80s that I have that aren't metal. So I'm gonna go Peter Gabriel, Passion.
okay.
Uh, I just also actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw in one of my dude. I can't even find it, man. I lost it. I got the DVD of the movie that this is the soundtrack for,
Oh, okay, the
but I
Passion.
haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that's the Mel Gibson one, right?
Right. Haven't seen the movie, but the soundtrack is awesome.
Yep.
Peter Gabriel never really does any wrong as far as I've heard. And this one, do you know this one?
Rocky Erickson, 13th floor elevators.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Yeah, big.
after the 13th floor elevators,
Yeah, big influence on Billy Gibbons. Yeah,
man, this
I
have you
never
heard
dug
this
into that
though?
stuff.
Rocky Erickson and the Aliens?
Yeah, I never dug into it.
Oh man. This is a compilation. This came out like 1987, I think. And this has they did two albums, but it was mostly the same song. So this compilation from 87 has every song they ever did basically. Man, this is just such good stuff. It's like psychedelic hard rock. It's super catchy, really weird, dark lyrics. I mean, Rocky Erickson was schizophrenic, right?
Yeah,
And
he's
I
dead,
had
right?
a what's
He's
that?
dead, right? He's dead, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he died a few years ago, and I actually just picked up this as well, which is a documentary about
Oh
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
Um,
seen that. I
I
haven't watched
haven't
it,
seen
but
it
I've
yet,
seen
but it's I was really intrigued because I had a very close friend who was schizophrenic who died a couple of years ago now. I think I talked to you about him briefly. He was a huge Porcupine Tree fan as well, which was very cool. But um, yeah, it's interesting, like knowing someone with schizophrenia and then listening to these lyrics on this stuff because they don't really make that much sense. But if you like, if you know someone who's going through that and you kind of try to connect to that, it you can get where he's coming from. But man, this is just the musically this is awesome. Great hard psychedelic
I'll
rock.
have to check that out.
Nothing really like the 13th floor elevators. It's a lot more hard edged, but I don't know, it's just great.
Yeah, the
Really
13th
catchy.
floor stuff was kind of weird, almost country-ish, sort of uh, psychedelia, just trippy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. This is much more straightforward and really like hard more in a hard rock vein. I think you would really like this. It's awesome.
All right, I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to do a couple here. I think, dude, we're gonna probably have to cut it off in the 3 hour ish range there,
Yeah. No
because
worries.
I'm fading. I've been up since 6 a.m. and I'm starting to hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
we'll
And
get as far as we can. So I'm gonna do a
I have
couple
too
here.
much stuff. So,
Yeah, you had told me you had a lot, so we'll get most of it. Um, Tigers of Pantang, Wildcat, very
oh,
different from
nice.
the Sykes album, but this is a great album, man. Don't love the vocalist. That's the only major problem. The vocalist is kind of he's a bit of a struggle to get through, but the riffs are great. It's not the John Sykes stuff of Spellbound or the one after. I can't think of the name of it.
Crazy Nights.
Yeah, yeah. But I really wanted this one. I love that artwork, man. I think that artwork rules.
Yeah.
It's a good album, man. And this one, if I'm not wrong here, I believe this has two, four, six, eight. damn, 8 bonus tracks on it. One of
Wow.
which is a cover of Tush from ZZ Top. But yeah, the only thing that holds us back a little bit is the singer. But it's they remind me a lot of Riot on this album, quite a bit of like Riot. So I dig it. I dig these first three. Am I going to buy any more Tigers beyond the first three, the two Sykes and this one? Probably not, to be honest. But I definitely wanted that one. All right. Finally picked up a copy of this. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we'll do that one. This is this Aqualus album. They're kind of like Agalok
Uh,
and Opeth mixed. You'd love these guys, dude, with a little bit more symphonic vibe. By that I mean orchestrations. They have 3 albums out. It's basically a one-man project out of Australia. There's Aqualus, and this is Bellum One, and then Bellum 2, which is fantastic. You should definitely check that out. That was a 24 release. And then their first album, which is escaping me the title of it, I bought 2 of those things from J Dog. Man, you don't know how painful that was. I did not want to do that, but I did. All right. This one you'll appreciate. My first Eloy,
oh, nice.
Sonic Cries and Mighty Echoes. It's great. It's proggy. It's Pink Floydy, very Pink Floydy. Very 70s sounding because it was from the 70s, obviously. This one comes with 2 bonus tracks on it. These are the reissues. Slowly going to start grabbing a bunch of Eloy. That's probably going to be the next
Nice.
fixation for me. The early stuff, the 70s stuff, the Floating
Yeah.
World, stuff like that. All right, I'll let you do a round of 3 or 4. I'll do another round of 3 or 4, and then I'm going to jump over to vinyl.
Right.
And you can do a
I
few
may
more.
have shown this in my last video, but this is the only Eloy I own so far. Have you heard this one?
I have not, no.
Oh man, this one
I'll check it out.
or floating. Do you know floating?
Floating is the one I'm going to grab next. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck yeah. Oh, so good. It's like a proto metal album, but also massively prog and space rock and everything.
Very space
But
rocky, very space rocky, very Pink Floydian, that one that I got.
this one too, it absolutely worth checking out. This run from Inside up all the way up through I want to say Time to Turn in like 1981. All
Yeah.
those albums.
Yep.
So
All
good.
the 70s. All the 70s shit. Good German
Yeah.
prog with a mix of
Yeah.
krautrock in there. Yep. Yep. Good stuff.
Can't go wrong with that.
All right. Hit me up with 3
Okay.
or 4 CDs, and then I'm going to do one more round
Okay.
of CDs. Then we're going to jump over to vinyl.
While we're on the topic of Prague, then I will go. Got let's see, five maybe here,
Okay.
5 or 6 that I could just rip
Go
through
for it.
real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Uh, sorry, trying to sort these. Okay, let's go. Some proto prog, Moody Blues, on the threshold of a
Oh, yeah.
dream. Fantastic album. I mean, maybe not quite as this is the follow up to Days of Future Past, I think, right? Or no,
Um,
no, in Search of the Lost Chord
no,
was
I
in
was in
between.
search of the lost chord here. God
Yeah,
damn.
but man, all those the second to the eighth album, that run of 7 albums that they
Yep.
did are
That
so
7
good.
out. Just such classics, man.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find the every children's what's it called? Every
For our
children's
children, to our
for our
children's
children's
children's children.
children. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been putting out the box sets of those, but they're super limited
Oh
and
yeah.
they're super overpriced, like ridiculously overpriced.
Damn.
And I had one on the run for $77, and the motherfucker never shipped it and then canceled on me. So I got my money back, but I kind of want to get those deluxe editions and just be done with it all.
Yeah.
I
I
have in
would
search.
love to
Well,
go ahead.
I have in search of the Lost Chord box set. I bought that thing for $82, dude. Last time I looked it up, it was going for $400.
Damn.
They don't stay out there long, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
no.
now maybe they'll do what Tull did when they reissued, but I don't think so because they haven't reissued any of these. So I don't know. I'm not sure why that is. I think maybe their contract is they get so many box sets made and that's it. And so
Yeah.
but go ahead.
I wanted to point out how cool the artwork on this is. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah,
can't. I have a shitty camera on my brand new laptop, I suppose, but it you can still tell how cool it is, sort of to some extent. Um,
yeah, all that
yeah, I
artwork
mean,
on there. Seventh Sojourn,
yeah.
a question of
But,
balance.
but
All that stuff.
the music too. The music is just like
So good.
it's not really that complex, but it's just loaded with mellotron and just atmosphere, man. I
Yep.
mean, like there's no way the early like atmospheric black metal bands weren't listening to the early like prog stuff with
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
all
course.
the the mellotron and shit
Of
like
course they
that.
were, man. Remember, the story is that what's his name? Fuck, Euronymous was listening to Zeit or Phaedra, one or the
Ah,
other. I forget.
okay.
It might have been Phaedra.
Okay.
I can't remember. So he was listening to that fucking Tangerine Dream, krautrock, prog rock. Yeah, for sure.
I don't own any Tangerine Dream. I need to rectify that soon.
Oh, bro. Oh
But
my god.
I know. I
Well, if you
know.
wait till I die, you
No.
might get. Maybe you'll get my box sets. I got a couple box sets that are extremely expensive now. So we'll see how that we'll
Damn.
see how that works out.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a couple heavy hitters here. Genesis,
Oh yeah,
Trespass, pick this up.
trespass
The uh, first, a lot of people consider this the first real Genesis album. I, I
Yeah,
actually I haven't heard from Genesis to Revelation yet. Actually,
it's
I've
weird,
heard it's a
man.
lot more like psychedelic pop kind of stuff,
Yeah,
which I like.
it's
But
UK psychedelic prog. They called it. Oh God, there was a name for that era of stuff, like the very early Bee Gees. It was in that similar
right,
vein.
yeah, Baroque
It's
pop,
really good, huh?
Baroque pop, maybe.
Baroque pop. That's it. You got it. Yep, Baroque pop. Yep, yep. I mean, it's
Man, I love that early Bee Gees stuff.
it's so
I
good.
grew up with that.
I love that early
Oh,
Bee Gees stuff too, man. It's so
I
good.
yeah, I probably love the first Genesis record too, but man, this thing rules too. Man,
The
the
song "The
knife,
Night,"
White
the night.
Mountain,
Yep,
Stagnation. I mean, this whole thing rules too.
very
This is the
good.
last album with Anthony Phillips on guitar too. Anthony
That's right.
Phillips had a great solo career as well.
Yeah, he did.
That's worth checking out. But go to this. I
Oh,
mean,
there we
what do you
go.
say about this? This is
Well, I know what I
I need
say
to get a
about it.
what's
I
that?
say it's my second favorite album, but that's coming out in March in a full fledged box set, so you know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I probably need to get a better copy of this because this thing's beat to shit. But like,
I have that one.
man,
I have
just
that one
I wanna own this on vinyl again just to have this full size artwork.
for
You
sure.
know, it's pretty unassuming when you just see that. But once you open it up and you get the whole picture, it's pretty great. This slipcase I got is beat to
Yeah,
shit.
I
But
have that same version. It's pretty cheesy, pretty chintzy.
yeah.
I was gonna
All
buy
right.
I was gonna buy the 5.1s when they came out. I only bought the relayer one, and those are going for crazy money. The Alucard ones, which is Dracula backwards,
Yeah.
by the way. The Alucard,
Oh,
yeah, pretty tricky,
interesting.
huh? Alucard, yeah. But I bought the relayer one because relayer is my favorite Yes album. And then they came out with the box set for Fragile and the Yes album, and they all have the 5.1s in them. So I'm glad I kind of held off on those. And of course, if there's a relayer box set, which would be the next one after this one, I'll definitely be in on that big time.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never even like I didn't realize Alucard was Dracula backwards. There's a Gentle Giant song that's called Alucard as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it's
On the
based on.
first
Yep,
album. Yeah,
yep.
great stuff. Okay, should I do you want to go or should I toss out three
Go
more?
ahead and do two more.
I got three more obscure
Yep,
prog
do
ones.
those.
Okay. Do you know this one? Spring?
No,
Dude, oh man. If you like the Moody Blues, you would love this.
I'm sure.
This is like apparently there's three Mellotrons on this at one time in places. This is a kind of a one and done band from the UK. I think this came out in 71 or 72. Could be wrong, but it's not super complex. It's prog rock, but it's like more atmospheric than anything. It's like man, if you want to check this out, check out the song Grail. It's
All right,
it's a goddamn masterpiece.
I will.
Um
I'll be asking you about that one.
okay,
I'll
yeah.
definitely check it
This
out.
is just like yeah, it's not technical prog, but it's like emotional prog, if that makes any goddamn sense.
Okay.
Um they
What's the name of
did
the
they
band
did
again?
record us what's that?
Spring.
Spring.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
weird name for a band.
Yeah. It's kind of a cool set that you get here with I don't know what label this is on. This is on uh Repertoire Records. So they did
Hmm.
like an mini LP kind of gatefold thing. Man, this is like yeah, this came out 71, 72,
Oh,
somewhere in
nice.
there. And
Oh, I'm sure I'll
it's
love it.
it's really like mellow prog. It's got a lot of mellotron on it, a lot of acoustic guitar. It's not heavy, but it's the
Right.
melodies and stuff on it are just really, really great. Um, okay. Uh, I'm gonna go with this one actually. Do you know this one at all? Held
No.
On. This is a
Who?
French band.
No,
They
never
did
heard
a
of them.
lot of different things from what I've heard across their discography. I have only heard two albums. The one before this, which was really weird and noisy, and I didn't really like all that much. And then this one, which is total like John Wetton era King Crimson
Oh,
worship,
wow.
but
Oh, okay.
also with a huge dose of space rock and like progressive electronic.
Like
Uh,
Hawkwind,
there's
like
there's
Hawkwind.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, nice.
There's three songs on this. There's three tracks. The first one it's a little confusing because this CD came out on Cunero fuck can't even say it Cuneiform. Uh,
Cuneiform. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
a Prague label out of France, is it?
No, it's
New
out of the
York.
U.S. I
New
forget
York.
his name. He's a friend
Oh,
of
I know who it is. I know who it is. It's Greg.
what's his name?
Greg something. Greg something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in the
You're thinking of Ken Golden from Laser's Edge, but
yeah
that's not
he's a
who.
friend of Ken Golden's.
Yeah, it's Greg.
Anyway,
It's Greg something. I forget his name. Yeah, because they have bands like oh fuck, what was that band that was Bird Songs of the Mesozoic was one of them. Shit, there was another band from PA area that got pretty big in the. Oh man, I can't think of the name of them. I'll think of it as we're going along. Oh man,
Yeah. I can't find the guy's name right now, but
it's Greg something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cuneiform Records, which is it's interesting. This is like a 1993 press. I think this thing came out originally in 1977 or so,
Oh
but
wow.
this has the track listing is reversed. So I
Oh.
was listening to it on my phone earlier today, like with my earbuds, and it's in completely the wrong order. Um,
Hmm.
but man, this thing rules. Yeah, it's like this album is half like space rock with like those pulsating synth or like uh what's the word? Sequencer kind of like
Yeah.
rhythms
Sequencers.
underneath, and then the band just like jamming on top for like 20 minutes. And then there's a 3 minute piece with just like synthesizer and vocals and stuff. And then there's like a King Crimson kind of like heavy bass groove with just guitar shredding over top. This thing is great, in my opinion, if you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. By the way, the guy's name is Steve Feigenbaum.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
I'm trying to find the name of what's the name of that band, man? Because they put out some of that ROI, that Rio stuff, Rock and
Oh,
Opposition,
yeah.
like
Okay.
Universe, Myriador, Universe, Zero,
Universe Zero.
Bird Songs of the Mesozoic. Trying to find the one.
Right.
Can't find the one band that got pretty big. I'm not finding it. I don't think maybe they weren't on Cuneiform then. Thought they were, but it doesn't look like they are.
Yeah, I just know he's been over on like Sea of Tranquility couple times and
Well,
stuff.
I met him long time ago up at like I met Chad, met Ken Golden. Ken and I didn't get along very well. We had a not a very good interaction the one time we were like in the same room. He was being kind of a dick about I won't get into it, but long story short, we didn't mesh. And thereafter, there for a while, there was some hostility going back and forth via message boards, Yahoo groups way back when in the early 2000s. I haven't seen
I
him since then. And
Yeah, I feel like you guys would get along now.
yeah, we probably would. Yeah, we probably would. But he's a
Ju-
he's
I
got an
mean,
ego like I do.
if you're just like two prog nerds, you can't not get along, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'll throw. Did you get one more?
I had one more.
Yep, yep.
Do you know these guys at all? Tretiorga Cricket
Yeah, I do know them.
from Sweden. You
Yep, I
do?
do know
Okay.
them. Saw
Fuck.
them. I think I
Dude,
saw them.
what?
Yeah, I believe I
Ah,
saw them at Nearfest back in 2001, two. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I saw them there.
do you know their first two albums?
I don't know.
You need to check them out because the one shit. I don't have it on physical copy,
It's all right.
but like this is their second album, Krieg Song,
Right.
which means the band name itself is 30 Years War.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
This is like a great mix of King Crimson and Yes, and maybe a little bit of Mahavishnu Orchestra thrown in there. I just listened to this a few hours ago too, while I was getting ready for the stream. But
Oh yeah.
man, this is like one of my favorite prog albums from the '70s. To be completely honest, it's so goddamn good.
All right. Good stuff there. All
And
right.
I actually like I see if I can find it on here. I probably can't even find it. God damn it.
All right.
Somewhere
Well,
on my goddamn battle vest.
you,
Oh,
you look
there it
for
is.
it. All right.
There, I this is like one of 25
Wow.
patches that I you could have bought of this band.
Damn,
So,
look at you, man.
you ever,
You are like a devotee. All right, my
yeah.
last three CDs that are
Oh
not
no.
box sets. Okay. First one up is a Philly band, well, Delaware kind of, that Rick and I saw open for. Fuck, who did we see them open for? Oh man, I don't remember. Can't remember who it was, but High Reaper.
Ah,
Um,
sick.
these dudes are really cool guys. Doomy, psychedelic doom. Um, and Shane and I are buddies. And I needed to get them on here. I forgot to the guy here on the other end there. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, nothing like earth shatteringly new, but it's good. Good stuff. Doom, psychedelic doom. Kind of, I guess, a little bit. You could go into the stonery vibe of stuff, you know. Although I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think Shane smokes. But and then Stormcrow Fleet from Skepticism,
Oh shit.
an
Wow.
original from Red Stream. Yeah, man,
Nice.
I've been meaning to get this forever, and I finally, I don't know why, I was bopping around and was like, oh, I'm gonna grab that. And well, I guess because they're coming to Maryland Death Fest, probably what put me in mind to grab it. But had to get that, and then here recently, a couple weeks ago, maybe 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I really got into a Ronnie Montrose kick, and man, what a killer
Nice.
guitar player from Montrose. But these are his solo albums. This is one of his best ones, the Speed of Sound. But I started looking at a bunch of other ones. They're kind of hard to find though, and they're a bit pricey. So I've kind of been looking at that. But Ronnie Montrose, obviously, you know him from the original, Space Station Number 9 and um, Rock Candy and Bad Motor
Yeah.
Scooter, and he was also the original guitar player, or was I don't know if he was original guitar player, but I think he might have been in Edgar Winter's band, and co-wrote. I believe he co-wrote Frankenstein. So there we
I
go
think
with
you're
that.
right. Yeah.
And let me look. All right, do you have albums,
I What do you mean albums?
LPs to show?
I do. But I also have a lot of you were on a doom metal thing there for a second with skepticism.
All right. Well, if you want to show some more CDs, then I'll start bopping
I
albums out.
could
But dude, I
I could
gotta be
just
honest.
start
Hang on, just one
I could
sec.
just
Hang on,
start
just one sec.
rattling through these.
Yeah, hang on one sec. I don't. Am I coming to you on a delay? Because like, am I delayed with you? You think?
I don't think so.
Because I'm talking over you a lot, and I'm not trying to, but it seems like my stuff's not getting to you quick enough. So, all right. But here's the deal, Eric. I gotta wrap up at 1:30. I got. to I'm fucking cooked. So that gives us 40
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
So if you want to run through a handful of like CDs, go for it. I'll get my LPs squared away and get ready to move on them.
Yeah, I can just rattle off some stuff real quick too.
Sure.
Sure. Uh while we're on it,
I just can't. I
I
just
know
can't.
we
I just
switched
can't
from
do a five
Feral
hour.
Doom. What's
I just
that?
can't do a 5 hour deal tonight, dude. Because I
Yeah,
did an
yeah.
hour
No, I get it.
earlier, and there was a bunch of stress in getting that rolling. I had to run down and pick up a guitar earlier, and I woke up at like 6 a.m. So I'm pretty baked right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Call it whenever you gotta.
Okay,
I'm good.
go for it.
So while we're on it, uh I know we switched from skepticism to Ronnie Montrose, but we're I don't know. Maybe Ronnie Montrose was on a proto doom metal kick. So,
Could have been.
you never know. Picked up some My Dying Bride. Uh,
Nice.
that's upside down. Uh, Trinity with it, which is the first like two or three EPs. Uh, just some of the best Death Doom ever recorded. Um, I'll go with this one next. This is a live album and DVD as well. I love DVDs because I never get to see bands live usually. So a live DVD is the next best thing. Uh,
Right.
but this is a great live album as well. And then this is maybe my favorite or my second favorite My Dying Bride album. This thing fucking rules.
Dreadful
Uh,
minutes, right?
yeah, the dreadful hours.
Hours. Yeah. Dreadful
Shout out
minutes.
to Rick
Ah.
though. Shout out to Rick.
Yeah, shout out to Rick. Rick
Yeah.
was gonna join us and then decided he didn't want to be up till 1 a.m. I don't
Oh,
blame
he
him.
was.
Yeah, he was
Oh
thinking
man.
about joining us. We'd have been here till 6 a.m. though. So
Yeah, I know. It
yeah.
mostly my fault. I should have done a collection update since last
Well,
July.
no. We
God
also
damn it.
didn't get started till 10 o'clock. So I mean that was to make it a little easier on you, so it wasn't like fucking 4 in the afternoon. That kind of thing. So
Yeah.
because
Well, I'll
if we'd
stick
have
with
started
British
at like
Doom
8:30, it would have been too early. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, dude, I
for that one.
cannot get into Lee Dorian's vocals. I've tried and tried and tried.
I
Can't
I think
stand it.
I've heard you say this before, so I was ready for
Yeah,
this.
can't stand his voice. I've tried.
What do you
Trust me.
think? What do you think about My Dying Bride, though?
I love my Dime Brad. I have
Fuck
pretty much
yeah,
everything they put out.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. I
I
I think the only thing I'm missing is the Ghost of Orion and the one before that, or the one after that, the one whatever. I think it's just called My Dying Bride. I think, or this.
no.
No, it's got like a stained
Yeah.
glass like thing on the front of it.
Oh, Feel the Misery.
That's it. Yeah, I don't have that one, but I have everything else except for I might be missing that Eventa or what was it called? Like the play,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the
which is
like
not very good.
neoclassical kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah,
Kind of eh.
that's the only one I haven't heard yet. But
It's kind of boring.
yeah, I'll check it out at some point. But yeah,
What else you got?
I love this, to be honest.
The riffs are good. I just cannot get into his voice, man. His voice is just like he sounds
Yeah.
like he's constipated.
Yeah,
Sounds like he's trying to sing.
it's like a really accentuated Tom G Warrior kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've tried. I owned that album. I owned a couple of their albums, and every time I get them, I'm like, why the fuck did I buy these? I can't stand this guy's voice, so I never stick with it. You know,
This is the first one I've owned, and I've only heard up through like the I
is
want to
that
say the
the
Carnival Bazaar. I think
yeah
is the
Carnival
third
Bazaar?
album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That
good
was
stuff
I.
though. I like it.
They have great artwork, though. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Uh, then I got this Paradise Lost,
Oh, great
Gothic.
album! Great album.
Man, so good. The guitar melodies, the vocal melodies, just all everything about this is so good. I mean, yeah, the drumming, like Marty would say, um, the drumming is lackluster for sure, but it doesn't really distract me from the overall album. It's not
Right.
bad enough to take me out of it. And this is a pressing with like the uh extra DVD on here. I haven't watched it yet,
I think I
but
might have that same one. Yeah.
yeah. Sticking in that same vein, another Super Jewel case.
Oh, look at
This
that.
also has a bonus DVD.
Oh, wow.
Man, I've been listening to quite a bit of Anathema recently.
Oh,
This album is amazing. Pentecost 3 is amazing.
oh yeah.
and I bought this as well, uh, since the Radical Research guys did a podcast on this as well, and
I know
yeah,
some
I
guys
don't
that
know.
did a deep dive on that. I know some guys that
Yeah,
did a deep dive on
I
that whole
I
catalog.
just I haven't had the time to dedicate to like all the later albums yet, but I
Oh
will
man,
get to them
God, they're so
pretty
good,
soon. So,
so good.
you want
In
to switch
fact,
off?
yeah, in fact, the one album that I didn't really know that well, which was the last album, I fucking fell in love with it when I was out at Jimmy's. We just played it. I played it over and over and over. Just so good. The Optimist is it's a great album.
Man,
All right,
I think almost all their albums are growers because every time I listen to them the first time, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then the second time, I'm like, man, this is actually pretty damn good. And then the
exactly.
third time, I'm like, man, this is
Shit's
fucking
insane.
amazing.
Yep.
You know, like even these
Danny,
two albums too.
Danny's great.
Like by
Danny's
the
a great
third listen,
songwriter, but Danny's
oh,
a great songwriter. But I think that the power of that band really rested in the writing partnership of Danny, Vince, and John Douglas primarily. Those guys just together, they just did the best stuff. Because the new album that came out towards the end of the year, October, I think, the album that Danny did called Weather Systems
right,
by the band Weather Systems. I forget the name,
yeah,
Distant Shore or something like that. It's okay, but it's I don't know. It's just sort of missing something. I can't see exactly what it is. I like it. I just don't think it's like Great Anathema. That's all. So, all right, let's do some vinyl. Wrap
all
this
right.
thing up a bit here. So, um, if you guys watch the year-end stream, those people that are watching and the people, people that made it through that whole thing, my number 6 album was by an Austrian black metal band called Natrunar, and they were initially a one-man band, but I think it's a two-man band now. So the last album they put out was called Hrima, Hrim, or Rima. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Man, the more I think about it, that could have been my number one album. It's so fucking incredible. But I grabbed that on vinyl, grabbed that on CD, and then I was like, man, I went back and I found a video of the prior album that they put out, I believe in 2022 or 21. I can't remember when this came out. Called Wolfstude. And I was looking around and I found out there was a box set. I'm like, God damn it, there was only 50 copies. I found one on Discogs and I found it for a better price than I expected. But when I look at it, what I got for it and what I paid for it, was it? I don't know. There were 50 of these made, I think. Yeah, I think 50. And they come in a wooden box set with a burned in Ouroboros, and this is embossed. But it's a box, like a wooden box with hinges on it. And in that you open it up, you get this. So you get a CD of ambient stuff that's not on the album. It's just this. I haven't even taken it out of the twine wrap yet because I don't know why I just didn't. And so we'll open that together here and see what it is. It looks like it's I don't know what it is. Some type of a wrap. And then the CD inside there, it is a pressed CD. So I got to pull this out and listen to it. I got a feeling it's their atmospheric, like sort of ambient side stuff, like they did on Rima, which was the second disc in that set was the ambient stuff. There's also a little bag of bones here. I don't know what it's from. I assume it's an animal. I don't even know for sure what it is. I'm not going to open it because it'll all fall out of there. And then you get the album itself proper, and it's in a smoked Coke bottle. No, not Coke bottle. Kind of gray green sort of thing. You see that at all? I think Eric fell asleep. Maybe you there,
I'm
Eric?
back.
Okay, thought maybe you passed out,
What
dude.
what
I
color
thought
was
maybe
that
you
vinyl?
passed out. Okay, so then the actual album comes in this beautiful matte gatefold, and man, if
Nice.
that looks cold, that's because this album sounds cold. But it's so good. Oh man, is it as good as Rima? I don't think so, but it's pretty damn close. And a really really nice insert with the lyrics in Austrian or German, Deutsch or whatever. But it's just a beautiful package with some cool photos, and it also has, I believe, yeah, there it is. Let's see if I can get it out of here. Comes with this stuff. This is the lyric sheet printed on vellum. And then I'm not sure what this is because I can't read, but I think it says something about the album. And somewhere in here there is a numbered, which I don't see what I did with it, but it's in here somewhere. There is a numbered card, and I think I have number. Looking to see if I could find it. Uh, yeah, I don't know where it's at. It's there's a card, and I think I have number. Oh, I think it's number 37 of 50 or something like that. I did not. This was not cheap. I want to say it was probably about $70, which is not typically something I would do. But I really wanted this thing bad, and now I've lost the fucking shit. What did I do with it? And I don't know what I did with it. But so yeah, there's the one box set. I think I'll show the other two box sets quick, and then we'll get to individual albums. So let me do that quick. This is a big one here. This is a big Mama Jama, and I almost bought this at a much more expensive price, but I kept holding out, and I lucked out. Look at this bad boy. 40th anniversary of Queen's News of the World, and that's what all you get with
Nice.
it. I believe it's 5 CDs, 4 CDs. Sorry, let me look. It is News of the World pure analog cut on vinyl. Then you get News of the World Bob Ludwig 2011 remaster of the CD. You get News of the World Raw sessions on CD2. CD3 is News of the World bonus tracks, tons of bonus material on there. And then Queen, the American Dream, which is a DVD, 56-minute DVD. So we'll quick take a look here. Beautiful box. All
This is not
super.
the it's not the Bohemian Rhapsody biopic.
No, it's not that. No, this is relative to. This is the relative to the album release 77. So it's. I think it's tour stuff from 77. Things of that nature.
Cool.
Let's see if we can show all the swag. God damn you, fucking whore! Now I'm getting pissed off. Knock it the fuck off. I don't know why that thing won't sit up there. All right. So you get a Queen laminate. This is from the 77 tour, obviously. You get this um, big envelope with all the tons of swag in it. I always loved this album cover, man. I always thought it was one of the cooler album covers out there. So you get, in the swag
Yeah.
bag, you get all kind of vellums like this. Or John Deacon. I'm not going to open all that right now because there's just too much stuff in there. You get this, which is this beautiful fucking. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Two major posters here. This one here. And these actually could frame because they're they're not the multi folds, which a lot they ruin a lot of posters in my opinion because they do that. But then you get this one, which is
Oh man.
look at this one,
Yeah, that already looks cool.
and then you get that's the second poster, and those you could easily frame. And then you get the original artwork poster, because one is a reimagined artwork, and you get this is the original artwork. And I remember very well when this album came out, man. '77. I was 11 years
Yeah.
old. This was all over the place, man. All over the radio. Um,
Did that
now
is
I
that
don't
the
have any
world
wine, dude. No wine.
is that the album that had like "We Will Rock You" and "We're the Champions" on it?
Sure is, man.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
massive album for
What
them. Huge.
what else is on that album?
Oh man, sleeping on the sidewalk. It too late or it's late, not too late. It's late. Hold on. It's got get down, make love. Get down, make love. You suck my body. You ever hear the lyrics to that, man? It's very much very homoerotic. Freddie wasn't holding back, but yeah, that had. Hang on, I'm gonna pull the rest of it out here.
Man, I just like I know some of the other songs from that album, but the for like "We Will Rock You" and "We're the Champions" so much overshadowed the rest of that album that it never
Well,
got the recognition it deserved. I
I don't
don't
know. It's
think.
got "We Will Rock You," "Sheer Heart Attacks" on here. All Dead, All Dead's
Oh
on
yeah,
here. Spread your wings and fly away. Fight from the inside. Get down, make love. Sleeping on the
yeah,
sidewalk. It's late. My melancholy blues. So I haven't even opened this. You see, I haven't even. I got this in about
yeah.
maybe a month ago, but I just haven't gotten to it. So that's the lacquer cut vinyl, and then also there's this fucking amazing book that then has all the CDs in it. Look at this book.
Oh, what? CDs too.
Yeah, the books are in. There's four. There's a DVD and three CDs in here.
Okay,
So you
that's
got
pretty nice.
you got this killer coffee table book, and I almost bought this for about $130, thinking, okay, that you get a lot of good stuff in there. I'll go for it. And as it turns out, I had it in my cart. Had it in my cart. I snoozed, and it was gone at that price.
Yeah.
Jumped way, way up. And then one day, I happened to come and look in my cart, and it was only $82 for that whole thing right there. So $82 for that. That's a good fucking deal. Good fucking deal. Really happy with it.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah.
now I got one more box set. Then we'll jump over to you.
Should we switch off?
Well, I'm gonna finish up my box sets quick because I still have vinyl yet. So hang on.
I also do.
Do what?
Got vinyl still.
No, I know, but I'm showing the box set stuff. Did you have box sets?
Not really. No.
All right. I think I'm
Go
glad
for
we're
it.
not going. Dude, I'm glad we're not going too late because your buzz is catching up to you. I think now. So
Well, maybe.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. All right. This is my prize thing that I went after and I got it. It wasn't cheap. This is the deluxe art book edition of Tribulations, where gloom becomes sound, and this thing is just chock full of cool shit. So, the first things that come out are these sort of lithos, I guess you call them, of each of the guys in the band, and I don't yeah. So you get one of each guy, and Holton is still with the band at this point, so he's in there. Um, then you get this killer big poster of the album, and then the inside of the album on the other side of the poster. So you get that.
Nice.
That's a frameable poster if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And then all the artwork, expanded artwork, which is in the actual book edition here. So you get, you know, shit. Come on. You get lyrics. Obviously the guys in the band, all the credits, lyrics are in here. Yeah, and then it's a double album set. And the reason I bought this, because I already have this on vinyl, but the reason I bought it was for the book and all the swag, which I think I'm missing something because there was something in here that was signed by them. I'm not sure where it might have slid it down in one of these slots. But so what you get in the vinyl is this. You get, I believe it's bone. Yeah, it's bone white, right? You get the regular album, but what the reason I bought this over everything else was that the second album includes two bonus tracks. One is the 18-minute long "The Dampier" song, which
Oh shit.
you can't find that anywhere else, but on this version, the full 18-minute version. There is a bonus. There's a shortened version on the CD digibook that came out that I'm not really going to hunt down, but it was only I think 7 minutes of the song. And so what I went for was this. This is the main reason I bought this album. Pull it out here. So on this side is a Zoetrope, right? That thing. And that's
Wow.
where the music
Yep.
is, right? And on the other side is this etching with the Dampier on here and another track called Manvisan, I believe it's called. The Dampier is a killer track, 18 plus
Yeah.
minutes long. Um, yeah, I don't have any wine, dude. No wine. Not tonight. I'm not actually.
That,
You're probably not going to see me drinking anymore, Tim. I'm with what's going on with me neurologically. I don't think I can drink anymore. I think that's part of the reason I'm not feeling good ever since I got back from California. I just drank way too much out there every night, doing mushrooms, smoking weed. I might still smoke a little weed from time to time, but I'm not going to be. So there you go. This was kind of. I believe this was $85 roughly, which is a lot considering. But they only made. I think I heard they only made like 300 of these. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think it was many. Um, and they're just hard to find, and they're on Century Media, of course, so they're more expensive. And these were, to my knowledge, these only came out in the UK, or I'm sorry, the Europe and the UK. I got my copy from the UK, but I got it through Amazon, and it was way cheaper than anywhere else. So where the gloom becomes sound. Well,
yeah.
one last one, dude. One last one of box sets.
Well,
You'll like this one.
can you hear me can you hear me right now?
Yeah, yeah,
I will say in levels of hangoverness, I will
yeah.
say alcohol beats them all. And then probably weed and then probably mushrooms.
Oh well, they pretty much all give me hang. Weed doesn't give me a hangover unless I smoke like crazy amounts of it. But anyways, all right. So the last box set thing I got, Porcupine Tree, Fear of the Blank
Oh, man.
Planet, the
Oh,
6 disc. book edition. I snoozed on In Absentia, and I snoozed. Oh, it's 6 discs. I snoozed on In Absentia and on Deadwing, and those are going for like way more money than I want to pay for them now. But you got all kinds of this book is fucking really extensive. You've got here. Let me come this way a little bit, but you've got a lot of artwork that was never used, a lot of photos that were never used. There's unused artwork right there. A lot of anecdotes and stories. What you have here, though, what's really cool about this and why I grabbed it, because I really felt like if I don't get this, I'm going to regret it. On disc one, you've got Fear of a Blank Planet 2024 remaster. Disc two is Nil Recurring. That was the EP
Oh,
24 remaster. Disc three is the Steven Wilson demos, which I have heard some of these, but a lot of them I haven't. There's some songs on here like Hey Sleeper and Always Recurring, and a couple other songs on here that I never heard the demos of. Then there's a live disc in Saarbrücken, Germany, I believe, in September '06. Then you've got the BBC sessions in the Orlando In Store, which was put out on something called We Lost the Skyline. It was a little EP that PT put out. Disc 6
yeah.
is Fear of a Blank Planet in 5.1 surround, which I have the original 5.1 surround of this, and that thing's going for a ton of money. But now I have it in here again. It also has Nil Recurring in 5.1, which I don't think was on that. And Nil Recurring. And then it's got the documentary, live in Colm videos, live visual films, and promo videos. But it's got the making of Fear of a Blank Planet. I've not seen this, but I am actually in the documentary for Deadwing, which is why I'm kind of bummed and why I grabbed this just in case I might be in this because I was in a lot of footage that they in various different things. But Deadwing, I'm in the actual documentary. I didn't even know it until I found it online. So there you go. So that's all the box set stuff and all the CDs. Eric, you got some stuff you want to hit?
Well, I just I don't know if you could hear it on the audio, but I just dropped about 15 CDs on the floor.
No, I didn't. I didn't hear it.
Man, you're making me jealous.
Drunker
Just
or
gonna use different
jealous?
wording for this. You're making me I don't know. Dude, I want that porcupine tree stuff.
Dude, you can get it on
Trying.
get it on eBay. It's $85. I got it for.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I will say Porcupine Tree is like one of the most important bands in my life, really, because I they were my gateway into prog. I don't have any of them in this collection update, but they were my gateway into prog, and they
Yeah,
just they hit at uh a really intense time in my life, to be honest.
sure.
And
Sure.
yeah,
They
I
played a
remember really getting into lipo like Stupid Dream, or you know what? Signify, Stupid Dream, Lightbulb Sun,
yep,
Deadwing,
yep,
and Fear of a Blank Planet were all really fucking important to me. And
sure.
I do own some of them. I have Signify, I have a Lightbulb Sun, I have Stupid Dream, I have uh Fear of a Blank Planet, but I don't have like most of them on anything more than CD for the
Well,
most
you got to
part.
remember, Eric. I was around. All that
Yeah.
shit was happening while I was like involved with those guys. So, I met Steven in 1999 and got involved with helping the band at that point. So I was very lucky. Synchronicity happened for me, but and I was around when they were just kind of really starting to happen in the early '90s. So, I have a lot of that old stuff. I sold a lot of stuff that I wish I wouldn't have. Dude, I had one of the very few. They say there were probably only about 50 copies made. I had a copy of an original Futile EP, which was just for radio. That was not, and I ended up selling it for $450 because my ex and I split up and I needed a place to go. So yeah, it's getting tough, dude. Things are really getting rough. So, okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, whenever you want to call it.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll through my vinyl quick, okay, and
Yeah.
then I'll let you kind of wrap up with whatever you want to do. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me knock my shit out quick here. Hold on.
I'll just do whatever I have left. I'll just do on my own video, so it's all good.
Well, no, you can wrap some stuff up here. All right, so this just came in today. I'm trying to wrap up my typo vinyl, and I finally found a good price on this. Really like the variant. It's kind of a green smoke. It's pretty cool. This one has like a multi-page insert, and it's a gatefold. But this is the 30th anniversary reissue. So this came out in what, 94? So yeah, this came out in 94.
93.
Was it 93?
I
Let's see.
think the original album was 93.
You're right, it was 93. So this must have been repressed for the 30th in 23. And I have, I still need World Coming Down, which unless they repress it, there's just no way. I'm not spending 200 plus dollars
Yeah.
on a double vinyl. And then um, hang on, shit, come on, man, you fucking whore, you. Um, yeah, I got to do this quick. Hold on, bud. And I need to grab Life is Killing Me. That's probably my least favorite of theirs. And I'm on the hunt, and I think I found a copy of Slow, Deep, and Hard, which incidentally, I have. That was the only thing I didn't have on CD was Slow, Deep, and Hard, even though that's the first album I heard by theirs, and I really do like that album. So I ended up buying the CD, and I'm prospecting on a vinyl copy right now. That's double vinyl there. Okay. Let's see what else I have. Come on, you fucking whore. Ugh. All right, there we go. Okay. I know. I think I showed this, but I didn't show the actual uh, vinyl. I don't think. But Floodland by Sisters of Mercy. I didn't
Nice.
peel that sticker off. That's still on the outside there. Sisters of Mercy. I think I showed this too. I got this at the Chelsea Wolf concert. It's a single sided EP called Unbound. But what was kind of cool about this, I just opened it yesterday, so I didn't know this was like this. But this is kind of badass. I thought it was on two sides. Turns out it's not. Look at this.
Whoa. It's etched.
Chelsea Wolf etched into the vinyl.
Damn.
Isn't that killer?
That is
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's a nice font.
yeah. So I'm glad I grabbed that because I wasn't going to get any vinyl because I didn't want to carry it home. Chuck had to end up sending it to me, so I didn't even get it till early January. But kind of glad I got that now. That's pretty cool
And
because I think it's
I
pretty
just
lit.
I just listened to the first three Chelsea Wolf albums like a few
Yeah,
days ago, and they're
amazing.
great, all of them.
Absolutely,
Even the first one where she disowns it, dude. Okay, show
it's
that
pretty good.
because I got the same thing,
All right, so Band for Man's Earth Band,
dude. Ah,
Nightingales and Bombers. I got it for $5, $4. It's the original jacket in there. It's actually in pretty good shape too. I am slowly accumulating these early Manfred Mann albums. I really like this. So this is probably my favorite one of those of that early stuff.
Hell yeah. I think I got the OG,
You probably did.
maybe.
All right, John Holmes solo album, and it is called. Fuck! It's such a long title. I forget the title of it. I will not let you go into the dark alone. Is that what it is? Hang on. Oh, no matter what, I will not send you into the darkness alone. I got copy number 3 of 100. Pretty
Whew.
cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes knowing people helps out. There is an insert, small one, just a like a litho pic and a map of Australia. John did this in September when he was down there. He got a board recording of it and decided to do a very limited run, 100 pressing of this live album because he actually opened for Agalloch. Then he did his Nomad thing and then did this. It's just black vinyl, nothing super duper sexy about that. It's quite good. It's really good board recording. So if you're into John Holmes solo stuff, the Nomad stuff, you'll probably like this. I'm sure he still has some copies left. All right, and I'm gonna try not to pull much stuff out because we'll be here all night. And then John hooked me up with this Pale Folklore double album. I got to tell you, the sleeves that this came in were a motherfucker getting these vinyls out of there. I mean, like I thought I was gonna completely scratch the disc. I had to actually put my fingers on the vinyl to get them out. They were so. And John told me they were miscuts. These are the 2013 the end pressings, I believe, and there was some kind of a fuck up in the uh, the size of the jacket. So bone white Agalloch Pale Folklore double album.
Do you want me to toss in my vinyl here too?
Well, I'm gonna wrap mine up and then I'll let you go.
Well,
I
we could
got
we could probably go one for one now since you've
well now.
done a
I
bunch.
want to wrap up. I really got to get wrapped up, dude. I got to wrap up in the next 15 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap mine and then I'll let you do yours. This one here is a unrest called Grindcore. This is the guys from Crypt Sermon.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
yeah, the singer Brooks and Steve, the guitar player. I don't know who plays bass or drums on it, but so yeah, Rick gave me that. That was a gift from Rick. Thanks,
Oh,
buddy. All right, I hadn't shown this yet. The Great Old Ones, Kadath, double
oh, nice.
LP, double LP, really cool. Kind of a man. I don't even know what. I forget what this looks like. I think it's gray or no, it's kind of gold and black splatter. Really badass looking. This is a killer album, man. The Great Old Ones are fucking amazing. Double album on that. Only gripe I have about that is I got it from Season of Mist, and it came with fucking seam splits on the top. Not
Yeah.
wasn't real thrilled about that. All right, Dawn, their first album.
Oh
I have
man.
no idea. Near Solengard Nieder for Gora, whatever. I can't read that. I have no idea what it is. Just black
Uh,
vinyl on that. It is a gatefold. Wait,
some great stuff.
yeah, killer. I don't know if I showed this. I don't think I did, but if I did, oh well.
Oh
Ohara
man.
by Tribulation, gold vinyl. I think there were only 300 of these or 200. I got this from Athens, Greece. It was not cheap.
That fucking
And
rips.
huh?
That fucking rips.
Oh yeah, great stuff. All right. I got three more. Hang on. Just trying to get everything's falling down now. Just give me a minute here. Ugh. Okay. Mamas and the Papas. I love this album, man. If you can believe your eyes and ears, lime green. It's got
Nice.
Uh, California Dreamin', um,
Oh, such
dedicated
a
to one I
winter's day.
love. Huh?
I said on such a winter's day.
Yeah, it's got Monday, Monday. I call your name. Do you want to dance? California Dreamin', Spanish Harlem. Hey girl, you. Yeah, I love that shit, man. I'm a sucker
That
for that stuff,
is
and
great.
I got it for like $12. It's brand new. So, and then last but not least, Riot, Born in America. Great
Oh,
album.
nice.
Terrible artwork. Terrible artwork. If you're a
Yeah.
fan of Donald Trump, fuck you. You don't like that? I don't really care. I'm not talking to you, Eric. I'm talking to whoever sees this. Born in America. I'm
Eh,
proud to be born in America. I'm not proud to be an American right now, but that's hopefully that'll sort itself out soon. But this is
that
a great
that
album,
is
man.
that is better artwork than Trump could come up with.
Oh
So,
well, yeah. Well, Trump invented artwork. Didn't you know that? He invented the word
oh
art.
yeah, I forgot.
All right. All right. Go ahead and start ripping into stuff. I'll be right back, okay?
Oh,
I'll
I
blow
thought
you
we
up.
were I thought we were done.
No, no, you
Oh,
can do
all
your
right.
you said you had about 8 vinyl, right?
I got some vinyl here.
All right.
Okay.
Rip through some
Okay.
vinyl because here's the deal. Oh, whoa, you're super blurry, dude. Why are you so blurry?
I don't know.
You might need to what you might need to reach up to your camera to get it to refocus. Or do you have an external camera?
No, it's just on my new laptop. It looks okay on my end,
But it's a
but
new laptop? That's a new
it
laptop?
is. Yeah.
Man, you're fucking really blurry. You weren't this blurry before. I don't know. Wait a minute. And you're 1080p on my side. That's weird. All right, well, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I got
Oh,
Dimension
nice,
Hatras by
nice.
Voivod.
I need that on vinyl still.
Dude, this is an Amazon pull, and if you look at it closely, uh, you can kind of see
Oh, I see
the
the wrinkle.
how smashed up it is.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
I know.
I
Do you,
steer clear
see,
of. I try to steer clear of Amazon for vinyl as much as possible. So
dude,
far, so
I
good.
I'm I might actually be done with Amazon now. But I mean, the poster the poster does fucking rule. I'm probably gonna hang this up somewhere because I love it. I love the fact that Away did all the artwork and also the font for the lyrics. Like this is all handwritten. I don't know if you can see this, but that's all done by hand.
Yeah, I'll be right back, dude. I'll be
Whether
right back.
you like that or not, it demands respect. You know, I fucking love that. Thank you, Away. Um, so I got that. I did end up picking this up late last year. I spent too much money on it. It's the art book of Blood Incantation, Absolute Elsewhere. I do think this is probably my favorite album of 2024, but it doesn't even have the full size artwork of this. So, I don't know. I mean, it is still really cool. When I bought this, it did have the exclusive uh, documentary of the making of the album, but now it's on YouTube and anyone can watch it. So I could have just paid zero money and watched it. So I don't know whether it was actually worth it, but it's still cool. It's got all this extra. I don't know. I can't physically hold it up, but it's cool.
All right, I'm back.
Um. All right. I will pull this out. Dark Millennium. Man,
Who's that?
ashore the accession. Fuck. Ashore the celestial burden. I'm. I've had a couple
Kind of
beers
hard
at
to
this
say when
point.
you're fucked up, isn't it?
What? What did you
Dude, I said that's kind of hard to say when you're half fucked up, isn't it?
say? It's a little bit hard to say ashore the celestial burden.
I agree.
Dude,
I agree.
do you know this album?
I've I think I know it, but not no, not definitely.
Listen to it again.
Well, I don't think I've
It,
ever listened to it. I think I've heard of it. Who is the band?
Dark Millennium.
Dark Millennium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two L's, two N's.
All right.
Yeah. Dude, this shit fucking rips. I'm glad to own this on physical format because it's a it's a it's a 55-minute album. It's kind of long, but
Okay.
it's great all the way through.
What's it
Man,
like?
this is like if ah, man,
What
I can't
what kind of
even
what kind of music
it's
is it?
like it's death metal,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like death doom. It's but there's some Voivod in there. There's some there's some early oh man. I can't remember the band. What? John Tardy.
Obituary.
John Tardy.
Obituary.
Sure.
Man, we got to wrap up so you don't end up with a monster hangover tomorrow, man.
I'm gonna be very embarrassed. Okay. The vocalist sounds like uh John Tardy and a little bit of Martin Van Drunen and a
Oh
little
wow.
bit of the guy from Morgoth. I forget his name.
Yeah, Chris,
But
the German dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I forget his
oh,
name. Christian,
forget
whatever.
his name. My bad. But yeah, man, this 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 album fucking rules. Sorry.
I'll definitely check that out. That sounds pretty cool.
It's great. And this you already know this, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got that.
Disembowelment.
Yep, I got that one.
Yeah.
Probably the same one you
Just
have.
one of the best Death Doom albums of all time.
Oh yeah.
Uh I bought this. This is Beyond Dawn,
Yeah, I know
Norwegian
that.
band.
I know that name.
They 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 did have quite a few albums, but they weren't really in the death metal vein. But this and their next EP were like Death Doom, blackened Doom kind of stuff. Uh, but really weird. They like have there's a lot of brass on this too. Um,
It's
oh my
interesting.
god,
Uh oh.
I'm dropping it on the floor.
Yeah,
Priceless
flag.
object.
We're gonna have to flag you. The bartender's flagging you, man.
Oh man. Okay.
Do you have to work
Okay.
tomorrow, dude? Do you have to work tomorrow?
I could.
Huh?
I could. I could
Oh,
work tomorrow.
oh, you could work tomorrow. Okay. Because man, I'm gonna tell you what. You are not. What time is it out there right now? 11 o'clock.
It's
11 o'clock.
10:52.
Yeah, you're gonna
10:52.
need a night soon, bro. The only time I
Oh
ever
my
saw you
God.
this fucking hammered, did you not eat? Oh, you ate right when I was eating. That's right.
Dude,
Um,
I still got like a quarter of a bowl of chili right
oh
here.
shit. The only time I saw you this drunk was on the one hang with Marty where you were fucking shit hammered, and it might have
I'm
been the one that Phil was on too. I think it was the one that Phil was on.
genuinely sorry. We started Marty, like, I remember talking to Marty the one time and we were talking about politics, and I just went way off the rails.
Ah,
But
we're right. Right. All right. Wrap up with your vinyls quick. That was it.
okay. Well, I got a
Okay.
couple more to show, but they're not metal. Jane Jane Siberry. She's
I
like
know that.
I saw her tagged as the Canadian like Kate Bush, and I got
Ah,
excited, but she's not she's
quite
not
Kate
quite
Bush.
there.
Okay.
No. I don't know. I She's all right, but I wouldn't really bother to be completely honest. So I will just say I would go with these two instead. This is Traffic.
Oh yeah, John Barleycorn must die. Yeah,
Yeah.
great one.
Man, the early Traffic stuff,
Great
John
stuff.
Barleycorn and fuck, I got it over in there. High Heel,
High heel. Yeah,
the
low spark. Low
low
spark of the
spark
high.
of High Heeled Boys.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
man,
Great
that
stuff.
album fucking rules. And
What do you got?
Jean-Luc Ponty.
Oh, Jean Luc Ponty. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's got a lot of
I
great
don't have
albums.
any of his. I don't have any of his stuff. The only stuff I have with him on it is Hot Rats from Zappa.
Oh, dude, if you like jazz fusion,
Oh yeah.
you you gotta fucking check out some of his solo albums, man.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
You
Um,
do.
I'm gonna show this quick.
I'm sorry for being fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of went into third gear about 45 minutes ago. I was like, oh shit,
I can't.
Eric's really dropping into the zone right now. So I finally picked this up. I haven't watched it yet for like $9. It's the Blu-ray version of the final Rush tour, the R40 thing. This just came in yesterday with the slipcase, so I was kind of cool about that. Play Misty for me. We just
Oh
lost
yeah.
Clint a couple weeks ago, I guess. It's a great suspense thriller. And then I finally picked this up because I've had part two and part three. The original part one of this um, actually sold out very quickly, and you it was going for crazy fucking money, like $300 on eBay and shit like that. They
Oh my
finally
god.
reissued it, and they only cut out the little intro parts to make it a little different. But you got Mask of the Red Death, you've got the Pit and the Pendulum, you got the Fall of the House of Usher, you got the Abominable Doctor Phoebes, Witchfinder General, aka the Conqueror Worm. You've got the Haunted Palace and the Mask of the Red Death, two different versions. And then I think I showed this last time, but maybe I didn't. I don't remember. But these Universal Horror collections got the Black Cat, the Raven, Black Friday, the Invisible Ray. I haven't watched any of these yet, of course. Tower of London, Man Made Monster, Horror Island, and a different Black Cat, not the same Black Cat. This is the superior Black Cat right here, the one right here. That is probably one of my top three favorite horror movies of all time. So yeah, did you have a whole bunch of DVDs or?
Ah, it doesn't really matter. If
Yeah,
you want to wrap it up,
I think we're. Yeah, I'm gonna have
all
to
good.
wrap it, dude. I'm in a lot of physical pain right now in my back, so I think that's just from being awake a long time. Plus, earlier I checked my blood pressure and it was crazy fucking high because of my dysautonomia. This ever since I got back from Cali, I just have not been well. My blood pressure, my dysautonomia stuff is crazy wild. But dude, it's been fun. It's been
Yeah,
fun. Um,
yeah. We've definitely like shown each other some stuff that we didn't know about, which is the whole fucking point, you know? Turning people onto stuff they don't know about.
yeah, for sure, man. Um, hang on one sec. Hang on a sec.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Hang on, just one sec. Um, yeah, man. So it's been a while. So I'm glad we got to do a couple of these things. Um, and I think that we'll get some more stuff going on. I don't know. I'm gonna ask probably Hunter Ginn to do Psychotic Waltz with me. Maybe Jeff if he's down for it because it's only 5 albums. Um, but basically, um, see, dude, you got to just not be a dick. You got to not be a dick. I know that's hard for you, but
Are you talking to me?
nah, I'm talking to this dude.
Are we
Um,
are we off the air now?
not yet, not yet, not yet. There's this dude that he likes to go around and cause issues in people's streams. So, uh, William, come on, man. Don't. I'm just not that guy. Don't do that to me, okay? I'm not the Wax. I'm not Rachel. I'm not these people. So, please don't come into my channel and do that. I don't come to your channel and fuck with you. So don't fucking come to my channel and fuck with me, buddy. I know you think you're a tough guy and you're a badass, but you just don't want to fuck around with me, Nebraska boys. So don't do it. Sorry about that. Somebody in the chat. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's cool that we got to do this. We got to update together. You definitely had a lot more stuff than I did. So, I would say maybe wrap up the rest on your channel, which would be cool.
Yeah,
And
I will. I will do that.
and we will definitely do something soon in the future. I've got a couple of ideas that that I'd like to explore with you. And I'm always game to come on your channel, but you have to have streaming software. So that would mean you'd
I
have to buy, and it ain't cheap. So I wouldn't recommend it until you're ready to do that full scale. I mean,
yeah.
I guess
I'll
we
see how it goes.
yeah, that's one of those things. So all right, brother. Everybody, thanks for being here. Tim, thanks for being here. Um, William, get fucked, dude. Now I tried to be cool. I tried to be cool, but you are such a fucking pussy. You just want to run around and start shit with people. Dude, I'm probably 25 years older than you, and I don't need to fucking get in fights with a jerk off like you. I told you not to fuck with me. Now go away. Be a good boy. Go away because I'm not that guy. Just don't. Because if you want me to start creeping around your bullshit, dude, it'll get really fucking ugly, okay? Trumper, I know you're a Trumper, and that's probably why you're here. Go fuck yourself, Trumper. Big fucking time. All right. Tim, thanks for being here, buddy. Catch you later, man. And William, go fuck yourself. Seriously. I tried to be cool, but you just had to fucking do it. You just had to be a cunt. So fuck off. Sorry about that. Anybody that's watching the very end of this thing, I got rid of him. You all take care. Hang on a sec, Eric. All right. Uh, Friday night. A lot's very dependent on what's going on with me medically at this point because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be heading into the hospital tomorrow for a chest, or not a chest, an abdominal exam. Um, I'm supposed to be interviewing the guys from Night, the band Night, San Francisco blackened traditional metal band. I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but that's Friday night. If it does happen, it's Friday night at 10 o'clock. So if it does, you'll see the announcement for it on Instagram or up on, I'll do something here on, you'll see if you see an actual thumbnail go up with my picture on it, or not with the picture, but with a picture of the band, then you know it's happening. So thanks everybody for being here. Eric, hang on a minute. Peace out.